One, hello all. Welcome once again to Blaine's Escape Corner, our corner of the internet. We get together, we talk about things that help us escape. And today's a fun one. Today we're going to be actively engaging in escapism at the ultimate level of building things, crafting things, doing a little project here we call the Chicom keyboard, the Chicom keychron, if you will, and and then also watching some what should be some good online horror, getting some of that going. So it should be a very fun episode today. So I am excited. The Springs are tired of sitting in a bag. They're gonna get into keys today, so that we can get that little bit closer to completing our awesome keyboard. And then we're gonna be looking at Vita Carnus. But the real reason everyone comes to these every week in, week out, you show up, and I know the reason you show up. You're always here because you all want my review of my steak that I had today. And it was delicious. It was amazing. I've started doing the you just salt the steak, let it sit, and then fry it up. Once you're done with the steak, then on the cutting board, you actually mix in the seasonings that you're looking for. Pretty good, pretty fun. I like it. It's a completely new bent on a lot of seasonings. So that sort of smoky umami flavor that you get from having the seasonings get that Maillard on them, that little bit of a crust, totally gone. And now what you're getting is just sort of that essence of the seasonings. Quite good. Also mixed up a cream sauce with it while I was at it. You know, just buttercream seasoning. Good to go. Delicious as always. Always love it. By a big old roast in New York's, cut my steaks nice and thick. Very good. I'm kidding, only slightly, of course, because we all do love, we all love steaks, and I'll share my my Diablo seasoning with everybody next time I remember to take a picture of it. But it's a pretty easy seasoning, just a lot of cayenne and chili powder and that kind of stuff. Really good. Still lets you taste the meat. But actually, we're here for anime stuff most of the time. So I watched the second episode of Kaiju number 8. That's right. When you haven't been running for a long time, you don't just go out and run a marathon. You start out small. So, you know, yesterday I watched one episode. Today I just watched one episode. You know, we're getting back into it. We're getting back into watching anime. So the second episode, Kaiju number 8, our Kaiju has finally appeared in the ending of the first one. And what's it gonna do? What's he gonna do when they're coming for him? He's gonna run away, learn about some cool powers he has, and then all of a sudden just be like, oh, I also transform now. So that's cool. So he can reintegrate into society, and then it's just like, bing, like 3 months later. It's like, okay, I guess this is how we do it now. We we just ignore time. I don't know. I felt like we could have gotten there like sooner. I'm okay with the cut. I'm wondering if there's like manga that would have filled in like some amount of the time, because it feels like even 3 months later and he's still like struggling with keeping his face on. I was like, well, I mean, is this like a thing he's been doing? My brain was like trying to fill in the months. But we're moving forward with he's getting into the test so we can get him into the division. I'm curious to see if they go with the, early exposure, or if he stays hidden all the time, or if it's like once he's in, then he's like, look, I can do this, and he can just do it. Immediately though, I have to make an adjustment to the tier list. If I gotta see where I stuck somebody, because I kind of, I throw some people on there because people tell me to put them places. Let's see where are we at. Okay, all right. All right. Here we go. With the red carpet out for Kroger Gate. Oh, Kroger Corporate. Gotcha. Your goons are in there. Let's get rid of this. I don't need the I don't need my Mahjong code. We're not doing too much Mahjong today. Put me back. Put me back. Ba 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 ba. Where's my old overlay? Is this it? No. Where's my old overlay? YouTube alerts and overlay? Is it just there? Weird. Okay. Oh, there it is. Huzzah! All right, we're back, baby. We're back in our little pink box in the corner. All right. Kikoru. This blonde girl in like a power suit. Straight to F tier. Straight to F tier. You don't do my boy's car like that. That's rude. That's uncaring. That is worse attitude, worse behavior than I've ever seen in my life. Nobody. No, she is great. Shut up. She grabbed a little K-van and threw it on its side. You don't treat a vehicle like that and get called great. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. And we have standards. Did he deserve it? No, the car didn't do anything. It was just parked there. Perfectly between the lines. Wasn't doing nothing. She's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. If I was a kaiju monster man, she would not be breathing. Disrespectful and churlish. I like her. Someday you'll grow and you'll learn the ways of man and leave behind the things of child. Kampai, everybody. While out on the ocean, nice. Yeah, I saw those kayaking photos. Those are always gorgeous. Do you care if I share? Oh, wait, you tweeted it outright. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna definitely share this. Look at this view. Look at this water. Oh, it's so beautiful. The only thing I hate more about this photo is that I'm not in that water. That's the only thing that I hate about this. Enjoy it. Enjoy those peaceful waves. That looks great. Eat a rock oyster for me. You'll be a man one day to cry when a woman flips a car. Yeah. What is it? You'll cry when a woman grinds the gears. You're like, oh no, my baby! What are you doing? What do you do to my baby? All right. Let's see if I still remember how to do this. So we're going to be rocking position 3, B for builder. And let's get this actually into build position there. Okay. Get my Raycons out of there. Ugh. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna cover up most of this, I think, with Vita Carnies. Oh, interesting that it's behind. Tells you a little something about my stream setup. I'm not gonna say anything specific, but it is kind of funny when I look at this. There is something about the way that I have my videos done that's sort of shown in this. Oh, I should get my my battle secretary sticker. Hello, how are you doing
Hello.
today?
Great sticker.
Hello,
Beautiful
hello.
sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched Spirited Away today. That's what I did.
What? Really nice.
Yeah, that was my second Ghibli movie.
That's exciting. That's your second Ghibli. What was your first?
Ponyo, yeah.
Ponyo, Ponyo, she's a fishy in
Cause,
the sea.
yeah, it came
Nice.
out when I was a kid instead of when I was a little baby.
He's your little baby Ranos.
Yeah. And I did not know in the English dub for Spirited Away, it was the same person who voiced Lilo and Lilo and Stitch from I think it was during the same year. The dub came out about the same time as Lilo and Stitch did.
Oh
Don't know
yeah.
which was first, but
All those
yeah,
all
she's
of
a good
those
voice actor.
Ghibli dubs are just like peak
Disney.
peak Disney dub. They're
Yeah.
like, we care about every, like, we're gonna make sure that the flaps match and that the words are like the utmost of the same meaning. Now it's
Yeah.
like, oh, who cares? They're not doing anything anymore.
I thought Spirited Away was fantastic. One of the best movies I have ever seen. Absolutely
Yay!
beautiful start to finish. Magical. You can't really properly describe just how good it is. It's one of the best movies ever made.
Now, um, obviously I agree. My
Yeah.
question for you is, given that you have some experience in anime and sort of the Japanese occult and everything, even with all of that, was there a moment when you were watching Spirit Away where you're like, what the hell is this supposed to
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, like at least half the stuff, but it was fun
be?
and
Perfect.
engrossing.
Oh,
That's
that's
just how. That's
beautiful.
just that is really how it is. Yeah,
Oh,
there's
for
a lot of
sure.
stuff that's just like that's strange. Like, what about Nui Baba's baby? I don't know
Yeah,
why.
Yubaba's baby's a rat now. And then it's not because it could have chosen to be whenever it didn't want to be anymore.
All these different things. It doesn't need to make sense. It doesn't matter.
But it's also, it's like it reminds me of like a youth pastor where like they can take any verse and make like a way too long of a sermon out of it. Like you can take the fact that Yubaba's baby gets turned into a rat and then for the whole rest of the show or movie has the ability to turn back but doesn't do so, because like they sort of mentally trapped themselves into that idea of like, well, I am a baby until someone else gives me permission to not be the baby anymore. So like I love the whole like so much of this stuff is just like, well, what if the baby could
You
have
could do
changed all the
YouTube
time? What if
essay.
this is the line I write
You could
and it
do
has like
YouTube
no
essays
meaning,
every
but you can
single
put
character
so much
in
meaning
that
into it
movie.
for no reason.
The only ones you couldn't really do it on is the parents because they barely show up because it's like the beginning and end of the movie, right? The parents
Yeah.
are the only characters that don't get enough screen time to do like a whole 10-minute video. Like the baby, you could do a 10-minute video talking about the baby,
The baby.
you know? And he's just like a little side character. He is not even that important to it.
I love
Crazy.
I love the whole thing.
Yeah, I have Mononoke and like a couple other movies downloaded and stuff. I mean, I have a lot of movies downloaded. I'm watching more movies. Exciting to
Yeah.
talk with Lofty whenever he comes back.
Yeah, whenever he decides to not be
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but yeah,
offline or whatever.
he's doing his stuff.
Yeah, I don't
Having
know
a good
like,
time, hopefully.
specifically what he's doing, but yeah, he seems to be.
I
Up to
assume he had
something.
some work he can be doing offline and not
Some
be on
kind of
Twitter.
project.
Yeah. He has some stuff he's working on and then just not smoking. So hopefully he's hiking and something
Yeah.
like that.
Favorite character in the whole thing, if you can remember, just describe the shape.
And I don't usually think too much about favorite characters. I love Chihiro. She's a great character to follow. She like basic fish out water stuff because like it's a brand new world. I like Lynn a lot. I like her voice actor
yeah.
because it was Meg from Hercules. She also did Meg.
Yeah. Yeah. I like.
Yeah, I don't think there's any characters I really disliked either. Just
We
like
have
all
a
the
running
characters
joke
have
that we
their
all just
role.
really love the radish spirit, just
Yeah.
because it's like, why does he have nipples? He doesn't. Like, does he give birth? Like, does a radish spirit give birth and then have to milk a baby radish? Like, what?
Yeah. It is interesting about the implications of like what this world is in terms of like the spirit world, what the bathhouse is for the spirits, like what it's doing for them. Because like we have the really witch or really rich river spirit that was just like Haku.
Yeah, exactly. He's like Haku but old. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
it seemed like kind of what happened there is it is a message on pollution. Like his river's just been so utterly filled with garbage and trash that that's how much caked up on him, how disgusting it is. Right?
Yeah, but he's fine now. He can
Yeah.
go back. They don't like sit on it going like bad human. They just are like, well, that's bad, and then they move on.
Yeah.
It's so nicely done.
Yeah, all of it's so good. Yeah, there's so much you could talk about with that movie. I didn't even pay attention enough to like give a good critical review, but it's just like, if you need anybody to recommend it to you, why do you? You're an idiot.
Yeah, you should have already seen it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Some parties are worth being late to. Yeah, it's still worth attending even if you're late. You think Spirited Away was first? It
Spirited
was
Away
like the
came out
number one
first.
dollar amount for a long time. I think it was literally like Mario movie was what dethroned it. Um, but I think for me the first was was Mononoke. That was my
Yep.
first.
And Porco Rosso also came out beforehand, but I wonder if it got released in the West because it was older, and I would imagine it's less likely it came out in the West.
Even
'Cause
if
I don't think
Porco
Disney would've
Rosso
picked
came
it
out
up.
first, nobody cared about Porco Rosso until Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Environment, gay. Yeah. Yeah, but it's the difference between saying, you know what, I think maybe the Palestinians are having some trouble, and uh like making it so people can't go to school.
Okay, Porco Rosso's English dub was 2005, so a good couple years after because of Spirited Away.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This new sticker here is Battle Secretary. So if anybody wants like drawn secretary ladies, check out Battle Secretary. New stream sponsor. Act Japanese like you have magic. You enjoyed Porco? I think Porco's great. Porco was a really, really good good movie. I just think that the audience for Porco Rosso is a much narrower band than for Spirited Away, which is why I never recommend it as like, oh, you should watch a Ghibli movie. How about Porco Rosso? Like I'd sooner tell someone to watch the Pompoko, the one about the Tanukis, than Porco Rosso, because you have to know the person you're suggesting that movie to before you're like, yeah, you should watch this one about a very very depressing thing we all deal with. I won't spoil it too much, but it's very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Spirited Away is mostly just about respect nature. It actually does feel like it's kind of about that. Because all these spirits kind of revolve around nature, and her parents got in the situation because they weren't being respectful, really.
Oh, for sure, yeah. They're
Yeah,
just like,
it's like
oh yeah,
that seems
stuff
generally
is for
just
us, right?
And also, lots of the stuff they were teaching Chihiro was just be respectful. Like that's oftentimes a lot of what they're doing, or lots of what their message was, just obedience and respect.
Wish you'd bought the Ghibli anniversary set. You just tell everyone around you you want the movies. My sister started collecting them, not in like a set, just started like buying Blu-rays, and so now like birthdays or Christmases, it's like, oh, which one does she not have yet? And we just sort of find it and get it to her. So that's the ticket. Have birthdays.
I also downloaded like a collection, which was like just 10 that like whatever somebody recommended one time. Like some older anime fans recommended like 10 years ago for like older anime movies, and it's just like still being seeded and it's just up on the internet. I was like, yeah, I guess I'll check that out. It's got a bunch of ones I heard before. Let me double check what that was. 1980s movie pack. Nausicaa, Macross, Do You Remember Love, which is kind of funny, Vampire Hunter D, Fist of the North Star, Castle in the Sky, Wicked City, Grave of the Fireflies, Akira. That's the main reason I saw it, is because I was looking for Akira. I was like, I'm gonna get that.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of others,
Castle
and I was like,
Sky is so good.
I was thinking, it's like I might as well check out some of these, just get some wider variety stuff instead of just looking for the most heralded.
And was it Wicked City or was it City Hunter that just recently has a live action now?
I believe City Hunter, if we've talked about it before, because I
City
think I'd imagine you mentioned it.
I've seen it on Twitter. I don't think I've.
It says 2024, so City Hunter probably did just get one.
Yeah.
Let's see if it is live action. Yeah, it looks like it on Netflix.
Netflix. PETA blocked you on Twitter. Nice. What did you do? Just post a piece of steak?
You posted how you think Ron DeSantis is good for blocking meat because we need to kill as many animals as possible. Lab grown meat.
Yeah, no lab grown meat until we killed all the animals. That's
people eating tasty animals. That's exactly what we need.
It's so funny too, because like PETA just as a group is like not good, not helpful, not useful. Okay, hold on. I think this is what I want to be. They're like, oh, we'll help by just literally euthanizing all of these beautiful creatures.
We'll make sure that nobody can abuse these animals as pets
by abusing them ourselves first.
But just by killing them. If they're dead, they don't have to experience pain. So is this the this is the
how to mimic defense instructional tape.
Yeah.
And actually, I should move it to this screen so that it's a little bit. I can make it bigger for myself.
I'll be back in a minute or two.
Yeah, take your time. Team Plasma is better than PETA. True. At least their plan involved like helping Pokemon and not just murdering them. Okay. If I go here, tip this, twist this. All right, there we are. Bop it. All right, we're in. All right, everybody, remember Vita Carnis. This is the world of stuff made of meat, and there's some sort of ulterior evil motives going on. Not sure precisely what is coming from all of that, but we will figure it out. And I've got all my stuff laid out here so you can look at it, just so you know that that is indeed what I am doing. But I am going to be mostly, I think, holding it like really close so that I can really get in and look at the piece as I'm getting it. There we go. Yeah, there we are. Loaded on. All right, let's watch. Oh, apparently the kidnapping and murder of a family pet as an alternative cause was a problem. All right, that's the noise we all wanted to hear, isn't it? Thank you, Vita Carnis. Thank you.
As of the time of this video's release, we have been facing a concerning increase of missing persons and fatalities on a global scale.
Have you now?
The reason for this is because we are under attack.
Under attack by what?
We have discovered that there has been a significant growth of mimic populations, which is threatening public safety. National leaders have released this instructional recording to teach you on how to defend yourself. Here is what you need.
What I love about the this like kind of pre-programmed like AI, I want to say AI voice, but it really is just like a voice reader, or it's somebody reading it and then they just put a filter on it, right? Like it's not AI, but I like that that's sort of like the equivalent in my brain is like, oh, that's like an AI voice. As soon as I hear someone or something speaking in the AI voice as I'm talking to you, and you should listen to me as I tell you how to get away, I am immediately suspicious of what their motives are for telling me what they're telling me. And it's a problem because now you have one that'll tell you one thing and then another that tells you another, and it's like I have to pick the computer to listen to. Like, this isn't good. You worked on the farm and your dog thing is normal. You could tell who'd never been to a farm before. Yeah. Farm people are built different. I've helped on farms, but I am not farm people. Man, I am dealing with like coming off of a not really a cold, more like just a sore throat, I want to say. But still really, really annoying. So I'll be all night. So please forgive me for the terror you're going to hear this evening. Yeah, I like to know how farm works so that it, like, if the world ended, I could help on a farm or I could do farm stuff. But doing farm stuff when I don't have to do farm stuff, like homesteaders and stuff, that's not kosher with me. I don't want to do it when the world exists, but I want to be able to do it if the world didn't exist, you know? You know? Allergens? No. I think so I went to a climbing gym and I breathed in a bunch of chalk, and at first I thought it was just like, "Oh, the chalk got me." But I think there was just someone who was sick there. or the chalk particles like shredded my throat, and then like a virus got into the shreds maybe. Like I don't know how viruses work. Back of the truck? Good. Good to know that you're safe from the water.
Need to know about the threat. Mimics are humanoid, intelligent predators that are highly adaptive and feed solely on human prey. Mimics gain information on people by watching their daily lives and pick to hunt people when they are most vulnerable.
Okay.
The
Okay.
most common times a mimic will attack is when you are asleep.
Oh.
So yeah, I accidentally ordered fast food across town, so I have to go over there
You
because
ordered-
they don't let you cancel when you use like reward stuff.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I real quick before you leave
Yeah.
to go get that. Are you familiar with Harbor Freight? Is that something most people understand?
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hardware store.
I
that does,
I understand the idea that's low quality too, and that you shouldn't buy a tool of that type until you break the Harbor Freight version.
Exactly.
Yes.
But they have some stuff nowadays where they're getting like the same factory as like Snap-on, and it's like the same design. And I'm like, well,
from
it'll
China,
take
yeah.
it'll take a long time for that one to break. And they had a deal on one, but it was like they charge shipping because everything's so cheap, they don't have a margin to do shipping, right?
Yeah.
And so I went to order it, but I was like, oh, I'll do pickup. And there are 2 locations that are driving distance from me. But there only was one that I knew of. So I saw it said Kent on it, and I was like, oh, cool, I can drive to Kent. That's easy. So I picked Kent, and I got to Kent. And when I got to Kent, they were like, that's not Kent, that's Kent East. And I'm like, there's another Kent? And they're like, yeah, it's like 5 minutes down the road. It was not 5 minutes. It was 20 minutes down the road, and I had to go to Kent East instead of the Kent location. So
That's great.
no, I'm very familiar with the now I got to go across town because I went to a different town and then had to go across that town to then get my thing.
Yeah, I'll see you in like half an hour or something probably.
All right, drive safe.
Yeah, but
They send you coupons and stuff. Oh, I have a membership at Harbor Freight. That thing pays for itself. It's like it's like $20 a year, right? And you're like, $20 a year? What is this, GameStop? But like they had a case that was like normally $100, like impact, waterproof, all that kind of cool, all that cool stuff, right? And it's normally $100, and they're selling it for $70. That one item alone just made up for my entire year's membership, and then I get like extra discounts on top of that. So I'm all good, all happy. East Kent, not Kent. Can't learn to read. Yeah, the best part is it said, because I have like the Kent one because it's like decently close, so I usually just check that one. And it's easy to get to. It's right off the freeway. It said like Kent out of stock, in stock, Kent East, and in my brain I was like, oh, it's out of stock at Kent, but it's in stock at Kent. I'll just go to Kent. Oh man. Most of your gun tools are from Harbor Freight. Yeah, I mean, how often do you use most of those anyway, right? And those Apache cases are not bad. Like, I mean, at this point though, Pelican released their new the Pelican Vault line, where it's sort of like Pelican's sort of cheapo line, because like Pelican cases are, you know, $300, $400 now, and it's like, what? Why did these get so expensive? And then they got their storm cases that are still kind of pricey. But the vault cases now are actually like a, affordable case. Is like, okay, all right, we're in. Man type reasoning there. It's true. My torque wrench for taking off rifle stocks is Harbor Freight, like $15. I am gonna have to go. So I have one of those little like torque, those electronic torque dealies. I got one of those, but I think I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight and get an actual like either a spring or something in like an inch pound, because I'm about to do a whole head job on a very, very tiny engine, and the last thing I need is to strip a bolt on on an engine that I would have to order from a foreign country. So I'll have to get an inch pound. Maybe I'll see if I can do just straight up metric. But I do have that little electronic adapter. The problem is the adapter doesn't stop. The adapter just like changes color once you're there. So it's like I'm a little iffy on using that to actually torque things down. But I guess like I could. But to me, feeling that spring sort of detent when you're tightening a torque wrench, like that's my immediate I'm off the gas. Craftsman plays $200. It's true. Some of those expensive ones are too expensive.
Alone or in a cornered position. Mimics are cautious and calculative creatures, taking precautions to ensure a successful hunt. They utilize various tactics to capture a person by surprise. One of the more well-known tactics is hiding itself inside of furniture to blend into its environment.
Oh, that's right. I remember this.
Common objects
That's
that
right.
mimics can hide inside are sofas, recliners, wardrobes, ottomans, and other places a mimic can comfortably wait. Mimics are able to contort their body in ways that allow them to fit inside
I
smaller
remember
places.
this, yeah. Okay.
They also use it to expand their body, making themselves appear larger for intimidation. Another method mimics use to blend in is their ability to put on and wear clothing. Mimics put on layers of shirts, pants, and jackets to hide their bright red skin and blend into densely populated areas.
Camouflage.
In very rare cases, mimics can
Big
develop and grow to look very similar to human beings. Pairing this with clothing, it can be very hard to tell the difference between a mimic and a person right away.
Oh, that's right, because they'll have the big
If you
googly
are
eyes.
unsure if a person is a mimic, look out for key features that may reveal their true form. Look for abnormal faces.
Craftsman's an okay brand. Just be careful to not get enticed by Snap-on or other high-end tools. Yeah. It's like even Serranos was saying it, right? You buy a cheap tool, and then when it breaks, you can then replace it with an expensive tool. Now, I think the new change, though, with the new world is you used to buy Craftsman because you would take your Craftsman when it broke back to Sears, and Sears would just give you a new one. I have heard that the new Harbor Freight warranty is just show up with broken tool and they will give you a new one. So now it's like you buy the cheap Chinese and it will break on you, and then you just take it in again and they'll give you a new one. Like they're trying to get people into that, like, oh yeah, we can actually like service you and take care of you as customers, because that's the reason Craftsman was Grandpa's toolkit. Is Grandpa would like buy it, and then if he broke it, he would just go back to Sears and he'd be like, "Can I have one, please?" But like Sears don't exist no more, right? Snap-on's all right. Snap-on is good. Snap-on is sometimes overbuilt, sometimes underbuilt. Like it's sort of weird how it's kind of back and forth. Like Hildy is another one of those where I'm like, I don't know if I'd ever need to spend that amount of money on one of these tools unless I was literally making money with the tool. Then I would consider it, but without making money on it, there's so much of that where I just don't think it's important enough to know, or important enough to go for it. Seriously, the best return policy. Don't have Harbor Freight here though in Canada. You have Harbor Freight. It just has a different name. What is the Harbor Freight Canada? Let me see. Harbor Freight Canada. Princess Auto. That is your equivalent. Princess Auto. Whatever that means. That's what everybody calls the Harbor Freight of Canada. I'm not familiar with it though. All right, let's keep going.
Facial features, like large, bulbous eyes, flat noses, wide mouths and an uncanny smile, and clammy skin. Also pay attention to
So
other
clammy.
exposed body parts like hands. Mimic
You hate
people will have long
Princess Auto.
fingers with no fingernails. If you are unable to see their face or hands, watch their walking pattern. Mimic's legs are long and hunched. Their walking will be unusual and irregular. Here is what you do if you are met with a mimic. If it stands before you, do not panic. Stand your ground and try to appear larger. Wave your hands and make plenty of noise. Maintain eye contact. A mimic will hesitate to attack a potential threat. If you are armed with a weapon, aim for the head or legs.
Yes.
These are the best areas to hit to immobilize the threat.
Go for the hips.
Fight back and don't
You get it
let
right in the
get a
hip
hold on
joints.
you. If you find a mimic that hasn't discovered you yet, stay out of
All
sight.
right, I'm gonna set this one aside for
Call the
now.
authorities and alert them of
This
your
is really
location.
dirty.
Stay where you are to avoid startling the mimic. If the mimic gives chase, run.
I like how it just makes it get
Try to
bigger.
get somewhere out of sight and hide. Do not leave the area. Officials will need to locate you to help. Stay low and stay quiet. With the information you have learned, use it well and stay safe.
Go full hide. Oh. Sounds. Is that a VHS tape? All right, children. This is the sound of watching entertainment back in my day. I hope that sound, the sound of VHS tape, is never lost on a generation. That they still understand it. The other one that I always like is the sound of a floppy disk in and out. Oh, we got feet.
Got it. Let's see. Yep, it's working.
Hey, can we get a move on?
1 sec. Yeah.
We going on a snipe hunt?
Okay. Hello.
I thought you only had 30 minutes of tape on that.
I know, but just gotta see how it works.
Hello.
Like,
Yeah,
I've never got to
don't
use
have
one
all
of these.
night.
Get ready for a long walk. Oh, I'm
We're the
ready
only
for a
person
long
who filmed
walk
with
and
me,
a
so-
short drop.
You're gonna have to put up with it.
Fine.
I'm getting full immersion on this one. I know they were like, skip to the end, but no. I have to respect the creator that put time in to make this.
There we go. Hello.
Hello. Oh, nice. Way to censor their face.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
You're
You got some
cold?
light now.
Woman.
But look at that over there. You can't see anything unless I like point directly over there. Like, nope, can't see nothing.
Okay. All right.
Sure
Can't.
we should be out this late.
Fine, I'll cook you stuff when we get home. Don't worry.
I'm hungry.
Why are you going out?
Too bad.
Too bad. What do you mean too bad? Why are you doing this? Blaine appreciates the idiom. Andrew would be proud of this liberal decision. My libertarianism knows no bounds. I'll violate your nap. In the name of my libertarian values. Wait, what?
Shit.
Uh-oh.
Right, but it still turns off and on randomly for some reason.
Oh.
Like, it's the best thing I could get my hands on, though. Turning on and off, but it's the only thing that they would give me. It works, though. I just gotta watch.
This is gnarly.
It's not my fault this guy lives in a fucking dump.
What, you guys just going for a walk for drugs? Like, what is this? How is this world covered in a meat, like,
Hopefully I show up on camera, though.
a meat thing, but, like,
There are lights
you
up
gotta
there.
walk for your druggie?
Like, people still live there, right?
You would think that the carnies would be like,
That's me.
you guys need a little extra herb for seasoning, and they would just keep the population
One
high.
guy. I don't know why. Like, why would they get rid of everything?
My nap could beat up your nap.
Dogs barking are never a good sign.
No.
Yeah, I would bet not.
The sky looks nice. This thing can't capture it.
Yeah, this is like, I know that like the acting here is very simple. It's like just dude like heavy breathing as he like walks through like a thing. But just the fact that he is like heavy breathing is actually like really well done, I think. This like, if you were just some bro who was like, oh, I got a camera, let's go for a walk, see if we could like find a mimic. Like, there's no guarantee that you're like a fit bro who's gonna be able to like run and like, you know, record nicely while he's going. So all of these little mistakes, all this little like into the microphone are like, this is really well done as far as like world building ambiance for me. I quite enjoy this. Got the best out of shape person for that heavy breathing. Yeah, there's a peak level of heavy breathing going on right now.
Barely capture the ground in front of me.
Is the volume good for everybody still?
So, what are we doing out here exactly?
Well, supposedly they found some guy. Like it was like a grody scene. Like it was disgusting. Like they had to get rid of the trailer he was in, and then
You're looking
like,
for a
they didn't let
trailer
anyone
guy?
nearby, and it was like this big conspiracy. So I'm filming that. Hopefully, I get a good mark for it.
Okay. Get a good mark?
There we
Wait,
go.
where are you from? You're not American. Oh, hopefully I get good marks for that. I can boost the audio. First I have to kill the audio, and then I can boost it.
Oh, it's bush. Careful.
You say bush? Be careful. There's a can of bush over here. Watch it. Watch out.
You know where we're going?
No, he
Yeah,
doesn't
we're
know.
almost there. We're on the road. We're right next to it.
How do you know?
Like, it's literally up there.
How do you know?
Come on. It's not too late yet.
Hungry.
Said that already.
Yeah? Still hungry.
You found someone who really doesn't want to be
Almost
going
there.
along.
It'll be like 5 minutes. 5 minutes, okay?
Can of bushes that John
We're on the
tried.
road. We're almost there. We just got past the tree line and make the way to the trailer park.
To the trailer park? That's
Then
even
we can
worse.
go home.
I wouldn't go there
Okay.
even if there were meat sacks trying to eat me.
I don't want to be out here either. It's a weird place.
What do you mean you don't want to? If you don't
See,
want to
right
be
here.
out here, why are you out here?
You go ahead. You can't see a thing.
Where am I even going?
Just up here. There
Yeah,
should be
yeah,
a
you
path.
go first into the
Right there.
forest
yeah,
of
right here.
meat-eating weirdos. The made of meat meat
You
eaters.
guys found the path. We're all good.
It's like 5 minutes, just like East. I think I'm gonna check for some used Pelican cases rather than try to buy anything new. Because Pelican cases are indestructible, but they're too expensive. Maybe the new vault ones are cool. Let go. Okay. How far did we walk? I'm more just confused why they started this. I gotta know. Does this guy have like a YouTube channel? Oh, does he see something? Do you see something, Chunky? Do the truffle shuffle, hurry! Wait, where'd your girlfriend go? Where'd your wife go? Where'd your lady go? She had a bit of a wide load. I don't know that we would have missed her. What happened? Oh, there she is. Oh, she was just so quiet for like 5 seconds. I thought she was dead. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
This way.
What do you mean this way? You're going the
I think
same
this way.
direction.
Yo, look at this. I didn't see this on my way over here last time.
What do you mean last time? Why are you going out again? Oh. Great.
Cool.
Tornado's gonna
Like,
show up.
we could get a shot of this in like atmosphere, you know?
It just looks like tetanus to me.
Always have a battle buddy.
One sec, let me get a good light on
I'd
that.
be the atheist in
There we go,
your
yeah, that's cool.
foxhole
Hey, look, there's old stuff here as well.
anytime.
Anyways.
War Buddies is one of my favorite Harvey Danger songs. If you haven't heard it, you need to listen to War Buddies. Harvey Danger's the band that did Flagpole Sitta, if anyone's curious. I had visions, I was in them, I was looking into the mirror to see a little bit clearer. The rottenness and evil in me. The Scooby-Doo theme song from the live-action movie.
We're on the flat part
Going
now.
in circles? Gravitating in circles, I believe, is the
Yeah, we're
term
close.
based on
Taylor
his
should be right
huffing
up
and
ahead.
puffing.
This is where everyone was.
That song
There's
is good.
no one here now, though. Not a single
Every
building
Harvey
in sight,
Danger song is good.
except like way over
The
there.
entire Incommunicado album,
But-
Little by Little. There's not one of them that I
There's
don't
no one
like.
here. It's the strangest thing.
Been around the world and found that only stupid people are breeding. The Cretans cloning and feeding.
Right here.
And I don't even
Yeah.
own a TV.
This thing. Okay. So you take the camera and the light. Point at me, but don't point at my eyes, please.
Yeah, don't blind me. Finally, we get to see our bro. He's as wide as we expected, is he?
Like a barf bag.
Oh, why is it censoring the faces? Who got this video and censored the faces?
Okay. Year 19. Teenage boy was coming home from the trailer. Although, when he arrived at home, he found a grisly scene.
Confidential.
Details
Okay.
are his father, that he came home to, was found dead. The grisly scene lies before him. Police were called. They came to investigate. Strange thing, though, they immediately closed off everything.
Do people know about the mimics though, right?
No one was allowed near. But only
Or is this
a
an
few
older
witnesses saw what
story?
happened there. For some reason, the police were acting very weird, trying to keep everyone away.
Just to show monsters what's on the menu.
And when the information was released to the public, they say it was a suicide. Although,
And this year's crop of humans are 5% fatter than even last year's, with even better marbling. With the advent of TikTok and the plandemic, we've been able to keep them from moving too much and getting all of that tough, sinewy muscle. Those black folk don't go wandering in the woods. Most people shouldn't. Unless you are properly armed or prepared, you shouldn't just wander the woods. You should go in the woods if you know what you're going to do. And I'm just like, I want to go videotape myself talking about an old creepy story. Please, Mama, come with me.
trailer and most people living nearby moved away pretty much immediately. Police say it was a suicide, but the witnesses that did catch an eye of what happened say
It's really interesting the way this sensor bar has to censor like his entire upper torso.
So that's why I'm here to answer what truly happened. And that's it for now.
You said grizzly way too much.
What?
You said grizzly way too much.
Too much?
Yeah.
Okay, should I retry?
Sure.
Okay.
Pause.
We were already out here.
out alright, I think.
Yeah.
Ha!
Yeah. Why is it rolling? Did you catch that?
Oh.
30 minutes to film, and yet you screwed. I needed someone to film. Alright.
Woman can't do anything right.
How are you feeling, okay?
Okay.
It's pretty scary out here. I know. I understand. Yeah, because, like, back there was the perfect time for a serial killer to just jump out and grab us, you know?
Yeah, perfect time for a
Cut it
serial
out.
killer.
Scary enough as is. Chris? Chris?
Where'd he go?
Chris?
You don't feel the
Where are you?
gravitational waves anymore.
Chris!
The world is
Come
out of
on.
flux.
This isn't funny! Chris! I just want to go home, come on!
Chris, get back here so I can kill you.
Fine, I guess I'm going home without you. I'm cold, tired, and hungry. If you want to stay out here and play games, you can.
Those are 3 things that she might be. That is why there's no crispy skinwalkers, right? Forget cold and tired. Oh, Pop. What's more important when you're doing a brake job? Jack stands or wheel chocks? Jack stands or wheel chocks? Everyone can play this game. What's more important when you're doing a brake job on a car? Jack stands or wheel chocks? Once Pop replies, I will reveal what my answer is. Back to Thunder Thighs over here. is this backwards? Oh, it is backwards.
Chris? What are you doing?
Jack said so you don't get trust. When you do a brake job, you're not under the car. The answer is chocks every time. Because you jack it up. You're not physically under the car. But I have seen too many videos of people where they're doing a brake job and their jack stand goes, because they left their car out of gear or forgot to put their e-brake on and it rolls down the driveway. Chocks. Every day, chocks. Everyone's always scared. Oh, a car's going to fall. A car's going to fail. If your jack fails, like, there's a lot more going on there. But, like, a car rolling, that's very, very easy to have happen to you. My brain always says chalk. And whether that chalk is, like, just a brick or, like, an actual wheel chalk, I don't care which it is. But for me, I'd rather have that wheel chalk, especially when it's just a brake job. I'm not under the patient, you know?
Chris, this isn't funny.
Chris, not funny. Oh. Did she see a thing or didn't? I couldn't tell. I don't want to go back. I'm going to wait. I'm going to let this play out and then we'll go back and see if we could see it in that last little flash. You're back right on time.
Oh, you should go back because it's gonna be a bet.
Scream! Don't fall, Chunky. Keep running.
I'm a burger.
The sweat increases the flavor. Do it. I can't see. How come it hasn't, like, cut out yet? Oh, it's reaching.
It's going after her.
Oh, it's so loud. Oh, Jeebles.
Yeah, it's kind of loud and annoying.
Okay, that was great. That's a wonderful monster costume. That's great.
Like, isn't it? Yeah.
Because it's that classic, like, 1940s to 1970s monster costume where it's clearly just polyurethane and, like, some paper mache and some of these other things you put together. But when you physically do it, you get it a little dirty and then you actually grab people with it. Oh, it's so good. So
Also, yeah,
well
using
done.
it, also like not limiting them to make like slow clambering movements, but just like let them go.
Okay, I'll need to see right before she starts running. I want to see if she actually saw something.
Oh yeah, she does. She
Poor
sees it
planning
over his
causes
corpse.
those accidents. Flat surface, in park, and parking brake set should be all precautions. And anytime the car is jacked up, rested on some jack stands. I'll put the jack stands underneath it, but I think people put too much faith in jack stands a lot of the time. So I'm with you, but I think the chocks are more important. Okay, let's see. It's not quite her running yet. Come on. Okay. So this is where he yelled.
What are you doing? Chris, this isn't funny.
You're not funny. Oh, there it is. He's dead.
Yeah, he's gone.
That thing's standing over him. She walked so far, though, to then find the mimic standing over a thing.
It did, didn't it?
Interesting. Okay.
And based on like
And
what
then she
people said
turns back.
before, it's kind of different because you think the mimic's only looking for food.
Yeah, and then this one, that's the one I thought I saw a flash of. That's so cool. It almost feels like there's a little puppet out there with how tiny it is.
Mhm.
Oh, so good. Well done, Vita Carnes. Next. Yeah, rip headphones users. Also, watch out if you've got epilepsy. I can't take responsibility for the epileptic.
These people wouldn't have made it on the internet this far anyways.
Yeah, if you're watching me on the internet and you have epilepsy, I think you know how to fix it yourself. Take your pill.
Just
Harney
become
species-
colorblind, then you'll be fine.
Oh, the harvester. The being colorblind was the hardest
Oh yeah,
part.
warning. This one is also loud, so yeah.
Be ready. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this would be a screaming one, based on just the look of what the harvester like tentacle spike things are. Feel like that would be a bad idea. Oh look, it's Canada. So many harvesters. That was August 1st. I don't know what year. Oh, that family looks weirdly warped. That's a funky
Yeah, it
photo.
doesn't look quite right, does it?
No. But I can't tell if that's a avoid it being real people kind of looks wrong, or if that's supposed to be creepy wrong. Okay. One. So the parent got eaten. The kid's okay? Because the kid's too lightweight for the harvester to notice it, maybe?
Kids wear red, could be a mimic.
Yeah, mimic child. Are these the tendrils pulling him underground or something, maybe? Oof. Oh no, the child! Oh no, the blood of the child! But there's like a light bulb up there. I feel like that was filmed in a bathtub.
It's just like they artificially darken it. That's just like the light from the bathtub.
And melted down. Super speed. Got it.
Yeah, that's a harvester.
Yep, kid's gone. Okay, so kid wandered off on his own, maybe? Maybe that's what the that part where there's the two of them and then the next scene it's the kid like on his own. Maybe he's just on his own and not that the parent got eaten first. But then that bloody water scene, that was kind of weird. Like that was like I could see a boob lamp reflected in the top. Like I don't quite get that part of it, but September 1st. Moss
They moved.
harvesters. Oh, they're physically moving.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not supposed to be moving. They're supposed to just be planted. Woman crying, full baby. And then also getting mulched. She is plant food. Now we got 2 dead. The harvesters are racist.
They turned them into black people after killing them.
Oh, wait, I thought the mom was already black. I thought that's why I said that. Whoa, that was cool. Hold on, go back. I want to see that one. This little hole. All right. Oh, it's another page. This page says Oh my gosh. Give me a frame that works, please.
Fan site, Rip Lorenzo music.
Sad.
I don't know who that is.
With the power he had there. So the prince is doing something with his power for the little guys.
Oh, he's worked on cartoons, yeah.
Lorenzo.
Particularly Garfield cartoon.
Coffee, support me. More to come. This video contains flashing lights, loud sounds, and graphic content. Viewers be advised. Graphic stream ahead.
Flavor. The most crucial component.
So is his last name just music?
The way food tastes is what makes eating so pleasurable.
The
But what
way
if you could
food.
savor every
If the way food tastes is what makes it so pleasurable, explain China. Okay. Their entire cuisine is based on mouthfeel and not flavor. Got you there, carnies.
I'm sorry that I didn't know a guy who was mainly prolific in the 70s and 80s. Fan site. Apologies.
The man was a VA. Vava. Vavavoom. Also, oh, it's the birthday today. I was like, wait, why did this guy come up? Like, what possibly in Vita Carnis was like, oh, this reminds me of the voice actor, Lauren's music.
little detail you could possibly want.
It's
That is
whatever. You
why
can't
we,
know everybody.
At New Trier Co. have made it so that you may enjoy every single bite you take. With our product, the flavor enhancer, you can extract every last
Yay, the
morsel
oh,
of
there's a
taste from your
finger.
plate.
Yeah. We see a hand.
Overwhelming
It's
demand
probably the
for
creator's
essential
hands.
products
Probably Darian Kilroy's
started
hands.
Earlier this year, we have delivered what you wanted. Now introducing the Flavor Enhancer Deluxe. Now
A
packed
deluxe.
in a larger
Deluxe.
size and modified recipe, there is now even more savory goodness to go around.
Ooh, more
Since
savory.
our debut in mid-1990,
Yeah, I don't remember what he made that
the
of, but I
Flavor
think it wasn't
Enhancer
actually
has shown
something
to be a
edible.
major hit, with our product flying off the shelves.
I think it was
Lorenzo
like
Music was the Peter Venkman Ghostbusters voice actor, so now the world makes sense again. He always posts on his B-Day and the anniversary of death. Gone too soon. How old was he?
he was like 60 something.
Yeah, 60-something. It sounds like a lot. When you're like a little kid, you're like, wow, 60, I can't believe being that old. But then when you get older, you're like, 60 is just not old. That's not old enough to be dying.
60 actually isn't that old when you get
Shut up, child. Let me believe me. Oh good. Flavor enhancer sales are picking up finally.
And they're going up from 0 to 8.
We're going up to up.
Now allowing you to add even more enhancer to your dinner, making your food even better to enjoy.
More.
The Flavor
Oh, that's probably
Enhancer
just
Deluxe
that's probably just like
available
a
on shelves
cornmeal.
now. New Trier Co. Experience true savor.
Cancer. Ugh.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Uh-oh, what's happened to it? Did it get it too enhanced?
These larger serving sizes make dining even more pleasant, now allowing more generous amounts of enhancer at a time. Flavor Enhancer Deluxe, now available in
It's
stores
just
near you.
bigger. Like, that's the funniest thing in
New
this
Trier
whole
Co.
thing. Is
Experience
it's not
your
actually like a different recipe. It's just a bigger version.
It's deluxe because it's bigger.
You want the regular or the deluxe?
What's the
It'll be
difference?
51 on Sunday.
Bigger.
New deluxe size. Make tasting even
Someday
more
we'll
awesome.
find that portrait of Pops hiding in his attic, and we'll be like, finally, we can get
Spoil
him.
your kids with this essential part of every meal. New Trier Fruit.
Yeah, we'll find his lich's phylactery, and then we'll finally be able to stop him.
Flavor Enhancer Deluxe,
I did it.
Required for all meals, no matter how small it seems, just a little more. It is crucial to everyday eating.
Just a little more. So my guess currently is that the flavor enhancer is going to be the spores from those guys that like can move but look like they're static. That's my current assumption.
They like very blatantly are, because this video is in line after the harvester, where the whatever its name was. Yeah, this is
Not
what the video
it's
would
not
be
the
about.
harvester. That's the sitter, the emperor, whatever it is.
The one
that
that
what it
invites
was?
you to its home. Yeah,
Yeah, the inviter.
yeah, the Mr. Inviter. Yeah,
Mis-
they're
Mr.
basically
Invites
spelling
Man.
it out. Yeah, because they put them in order from the original, same order as the original, and the host invites people. Yeah, the host came after the harvester.
Harbinger. Harbinger. Host. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty directly saying it, because you don't really need it to be said more than that.
Oh.
The deeper implication of this is that people have been mind controlled by like the hive mind to further the interests of Vita Carnis.
Ooh, what was that last little blink?
Yeah, that's like that's the larger implication of like behind the flavor enhancer and stuff like that. It's like being used to brainwash the masses.
Yeah, exactly. Because the guy, his spores didn't really go out everywhere. Was it just the triangle? Interesting. I thought I saw something else, but maybe it was just the triangle with the circle.
Yeah.
Was what I.
Binger on the trigger. Oh, there was the storybook at the end there. If you want
Dude, these storybook. I can't read these storybooks anymore. I gotta just look them up.
that.
They're like, oh, what if we only have like, 5 words that are even legible? On the plus side, you know exactly where it is because it's like the most replayed section on the video is just very obviously.
It's like,
Oh my gosh. Frame by frame is not working for me.
it's taking too long.
There we are.
Like, the thing is, you wait until you overshoot and then you back up. That's how you do it.
The prince gathered what he could and then set sail onward. Once the prince returns home, they will come back to the island and return to the critters. Oh, okay. I dropped a sprang. Light. I need light.
God dang it, Bob. Get that light over here.
I can't leave a spring. Oh. It's like I can leave a lot of stuff on the ground. A little tiny metal spring, not probably smart.
Never coming back.
Never coming back. The pizza job meme tradition. Hey, you guys are number 1. You made us $1 million. Here's a pizza party. Thanks. Thanks for that. That boy right.
That boy ain't right.
That boy right. Experience true savor. Ants. Are the ants eating it too?
What if someone wants theirs well done? And you ask them politely but firmly to leave.
That's one of the best lines. Politely but firmly.
It's a perfect meat pun.
Confidential info. File confiscated or not released. Which is it? Ants. Nuture scandal. Nuture Co. is facing charges after numerous reports of sickness after consumption of their product, the flavor enhancer. Only statements made from the company so far are dismissing any issues that their product is safe to consume. censored face.
Government officials, they got it. The government officials have the
They
pin.
got the government.
They have the pin. They have the new trier pin.
They're government peoples.
All the government people.
What is that?
I
Some kind of
don't even know what
spores?
this is. Yeah, this is. I don't actually know what that is. It's just stuff. But it does keep going back to the
ant being controlled with pheromones. We control people. See, here's the brain, and we just control the brain with the spores. We put the spores in the brain hole. Carcass. Wait, carcass? The private corporation
I go for a different frame. I
of
think it'll probably look a little more clear. There you go.
Containment and Research Consultant Associated Society has been experienced backlash from the government agencies about cooperation and volatile of newly introduced polician of or policies.
Oh, is that yours, Alex? They have removed college degrees from all managing positions.
It's a sign of the times. Is it because they can't get enough people and college degrees are not worth worrying about anymore?
I mean, it really isn't. If somebody has the experience actually doing management work, that's obviously more important for some low-skilled labor.
Congratulations, you got a communications degree. Would you like to be a manager? And you're like,
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's all my degree can do, right? I always make fun of communications majors specifically because they always end up on boards of directors.
I mean, the communications managers are people who did football in college.
I was a quarterback. I communicated all the time to make sure we won that at Tom Landry Middle School.
Yeah, I was a quarterback. I majored in communications.
Major communicator on the field. Trust me. When I said hut 1, hut 2, everyone knew what to do. Post 2020 employment. Let's be real, my Enwa. It's true.
You can say it, Alex.
I mean, what is it? He can't say it to me. I'm the Enwa.
And we're all Enwa. We're all Enwa here. Because obviously, you're not a dark elf.
As a kicker, I communicate with my foot every day.
In the distant horizon,
Oh, it's him.
the group of monoliths stand vacant.
It's the big boys.
Yes.
Although closed off to outsiders, their stands can be observed well outside the perimeter.
Message to
And Wong
Carcass.
is funnier than the Game
They
Award.
have hundreds of thousands of fibers that weave themselves deep underground, all connected in a grand mycelial network.
You might be confused as to why you received this package.
I am.
This was likely because we share a common goal. I'm aware that you studied Curtis and researched their properties.
I read that one.
I'm aware that you received backlash for doing so. Something isn't as it seems, and you know this too.
Largest mistake ever discovered.
The largest mistake.
Chris Grady.
Yeah, those are the people that got.
No proper action, and a normal silence about these affairs. People are afraid and confused. Why is nothing being done? Because they don't want us to know. We've been kept in the dark while those above us slither and miss the blind. They have slowly been numbing our minds to their schemes.
Hold on.
That's why they have all these things that they just showed for 2 frames, and now they're just kind of showing them.
Yeah, it's like, hey, here you go. That one might just be gone. I was holding it, and then it just went twing, and it like flew.
Cat already ate it. And it's gone.
I have no idea where that one went to. I might have to go get like a magnet at some point, eventually, and do look. Oh well. I'll just remember that I've lost one.
But you've made one crucial error. Trails, crumbs, traces of information. I've collected these pieces and found their loose ends. This is why I've left this message to you. The documents included with this data is all the information that I have gathered. Every continuity, every cover-up, every car that I could find, they all lead here. Something has been going on these few years.
Moving to Tiny Island in Canada.
Something they don't want us to know about.
Also, that island doesn't actually exist.
You don't have the power to change things. But you
Really? They couldn't pick an island that does exist?
find the documents, our plans. Plans for a meeting one of great importance. You have the resources. With this information I've provided to you, I hope you can put a stop to all this chaos.
It's all connected to the prince. It's all
Of course.
storybook.
Monoliths are truly an astonishing sight to behold.
Yes, they are, aren't they? The real question is how much of that Prince story is true and how much of it's the made up parts, right? Like, is he really a magic prince or was he just injured? What? He tore it. No!
No page for you.
Dang it.
Yeah, did you want to know what the people thought about the storybook when they pieced the whole storybook together? Or
What
like
people
most
thought
of
about it?
Yeah.
Sure.
People think
I've got
that,
two more.
or yeah, the main assumption is that, like, spoiler for it, is that the prince is the singularity. That's what's referring to.
Yeah, and he's using the Vita Carnus to get food and resources that he can bring back to the little people at the island to repay him for
It's either that or the
helping him.
humans are the ones who found the singularity initially, and they're the ones that are feeding it.
But the question is, why would so the prince and these little guys have to be a part of it. The little guys have no food, we know that much, and so the prince is trying to solve their food problem by like creating this meat network to get them food, and it looks like all of the harvesters are all conglomerating into that island, and everything else is moving towards that island, right? So the question is, why would the prince go about it like this? Like, did he get back and did he get told, like, no, we can't help these little people, and he went crazy and found some arcane way to do it? Or was this always his magic plan and he just didn't
like lots
know?
of those questions are like for the part 3, which you would assume is probably the last part once he ever comes out with that. It's like that'll be the conclusion of the story.
Oh yeah, all I see here is a season 2 teaser. Do we have a season 2?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, basically you would call that the season 2. It's the second set of videos. The first set of videos, like the explaining all the Vita Carnus research stuff, would be like the first season. That'd be second, and then there'd be another season after that, which
Gotcha.
hasn't been made yet. And I would assume that's going to be the end of it. And you'd probably move on to something else. And if you didn't want to make more videos like around the Vita
He could
Carnus
eat
stuff,
grass.
Mission brief.
Mission brief? You didn't say anything.
3 ground teams are tasked with infiltrating a previously abandoned mall titled Facility 0,
Okay.
which is located in the restricted zone based on our info.
Ooh, the restricted zone. Why is it restricted?
The mission will take place in 3 stages: infiltration, encirclement, and ambush.
Okay.
I think that's where the like giant things are.
The items of interest for extraction. Numerous armed guards are located within the facility. Avoid detection and keep up your guard.
Or maybe this is the singularity. That's what
Oh,
you're looking
yeah.
for. Yeah.
It falls until all singularities, the entities, facility 0.
Alpha team, in position.
Nice.
Beta team, in position. Gamma team, in position.
How many teams are there?
Copy. Beginning phase 1.
2.
Just 3 of them.
Eyes on the point. Clearing pathway now.
Nice. You shoot it.
Pathway cleared. Give them green light.
Wait, how do you know? I didn't see it blow up or anything. We just put one hole in it and it's dead?
Copy. Green light is a go.
Is that all it
Begin
takes?
phase 2 in advance.
That's weak. It's an anime episode now? Basically.
Alpha team, copy. Beginning advance.
There's the big guy.
All right,
Okay.
we're heading out. Move!
Why did you bring your case all the way out there? What was in it? Oh, people!
That's a
There's
harvester.
the one you shot. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This thing seems surprisingly weak.
Yeah, you'd think they would. And that would be all the more reasons, like, wait, why isn't the government doing anything about these things, right?
Yeah, because all you need to do is shoot them.
Yeah, you could just, like, take a helicopter and just...
Every hillbilly has already solved the problem by the time the government's doing something.
The only problem is that they could easily be hiding behind trees and stuff. You wouldn't be able to see them.
Come on. Move.
And the tentacles they have are pretty long, like 100 meters.
Yeah. You just tell a hillbilly he's got to make a 100 meter shot.
Oh yeah, they can make the shot, you just might not see it.
I pluck gophers off more than that.
Yeah, you just might not see it before it's too late.
They're at the base of the big guy. Get in, get past Big Triangle Head.
Keep your distance. Single file.
Okay. Whatever you say, bucko. Six is more than enough to kill anything that moves.
Halt.
Halt.
In position. Awaiting green light.
It depends what kind of bullet you got.
Green light. The entrance.
Because there are probably animals that you can't take out with that are just like their heads are too thick. You can't kill them with like 9mm. There's plenty of things that will not die to 6 bullets at 22. There's a lot of things. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Eyes are secure. Turning blind. Light's green.
Copy. Green light is a go. Begin phase 2 in advance.
I ain't got time to bleed. Yeah, I really should watch Predator.
Ooh, they took out the eyeball. I ain't got time to bleed. Get out of there, everybody.
Nothing good could come of this. That's really all you have to do is like, yeah, this is gonna end with people dead. All of them, probably.
It has to. But how? And why?
They see the singularity and they just get zapped.
Floor 2 shopping center. Where's this action figure man?
Alpha team in position. We are experiencing mechanical interference. Should we resume? Copy. Phase 3 is still a go. Preparing for breach.
Prepare to breach. Breach!
Breach in 3, 2, 1. Breach.
Turn you into a sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Maybe that was the answer to pick up. You gotta watch Predator turn into a sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Get down. Oh no, what's happening? Catch some! How many people are in there? Oh no, did you bring it?
Seems like cult worshippers or somewhere in there.
Yeah, it sounded like an awful lot of like humanoid voices. "24-hour Wally World." Yeah, when I was 8.
It was just the ad for season 2.
Yeah. Season 1 finale. Your neck remembers.
Yeah, I think Vita Cartons is kind of.
So this is the trailer then for season 2. It's gonna be his last one.
Yeah.
What are you showing us? Oh.
Storybook.
Yes. Okay. That was fun. Oh, yes. The little tiny screamy guy. Oh, the mimic.
The mimic. Host.
Oh.
It looks like we're gonna see more cool stuff. He's gonna be like doing CG animation or something.
Yeah, like he's got a team or something now working with him.
Yeah.
Oh, and the big eyeball triangle guy.
Yeah, the big one.
Monolith or whatever they were.
Yeah, that should be right. 7 months.
Vita Cardis. Season 2. Coming soon. When soon?
Probably not this year. This was just called months back. It was
Yeah,
5 months ago.
5 months ago.
So it's probably maybe this year, but probably next year.
Ooh, backwards carcass logo. Mission summary. What? Success? What? Carcass was a success?
So I get, yeah, the last mission they did, I assume, was successful in some way. We don't really know exactly what ended. Yeah, Vita Carna stuff in Lethal Company would be fun. Having just harvesters. You'd probably make a smaller scale because Lethal Company has pretty small maps, but having stuff like a harvester in there.
Just a couple little things, right? Like,
something like a host would work pretty well because the idea is that it drags your teammates to it and then kills them.
Right. Like I'm trying to think, would you do it so that it physically drags them in and they don't control it? Or is there a way that you could get your teammates to want to go towards it with like loot or something that would almost make it work without it being
Yeah,
like
the
forced
mimic
upon
that's in
you?
the game currently is a mask that can. A mask is what it's called.
Yeah.
It looks like the player except has a mask on, and it'll try to grab a player, and it'll try to kind of mimic players' movements, and it'll try to do things to get them to teleport that player back to the ship, because you can see them on you can see them on the computer screens. They'll show up as a
Oh, they look
player.
like a player. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Clever. Clever girl.
Yeah, mimic that's already in the game is pretty good.
Welcome, Andrew Clark.
Yeah, hello.
You just missed the
What horrifically bad anime have you watched today?
the Vita Carnus is over now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what it would be is probably the host would just like you can run into like a cloud of spores. It'll just forcefully make the player move towards that thing.
Oh, Curmudgeon did an interview with Vita Carnus.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's worth watching. I think I assume it's rather long.
We shall see. Yeah, it's like 50 minutes. Not terribly long. Vita Carnus, we're gonna do storybook pages, but then also season 2 when. How long is stream about to charge my phone and lurk? Damn, this break room pizza looks burnt. Thanks, Croker. It'll be pretty long. I wanna get this done. I'm tired of having these little containers on my desk.
We're gonna get it done.
Get it done. Season 2 update. Still working on it. It'll take longer than expected. I'm all right with it taking longer, but I don't feel like I shouldn't post any Vita Carnus content while you wait. I was working on a small vid, like a trailer teaser. Okay, this is before his trailer teaser. But yeah, apparently it's gonna take longer than he said. So
yeah, that's why I say it's probably next year.
That's it's exciting though.
Yeah, should be some good stuff
for certain. Burnt pizza for them fire sales.
No, that's not Vita Carnus. That's the game where you play as a flesh creature. That's Carrion. Yeah,
Carrion. Lurking, you'll come walk through the room and reply. How are you not done with lubing? I only lube when you see me on screen, and this is my second lubing session.
He doesn't make his life revolve around making a keyboard, Andrew.
Yeah. These have just been sitting here on my desk waiting for another like stream build session, but I've only been doing Mahjong streams of late, so. Wait, that's correct. Right? That is correct.
Had a pretty interesting conversation. We talked about a lot of his experiences creating the first season of Vita Carnus, and he may have let a thing or two slip about what to expect from next season. Let's get into it. Hey Darian, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on here.
I have quite a few questions here, I'll admit. The first is just, what was the earliest idea that you had for the series?
Just
was it
jump
like
right
a
into it.
particular monster, or did the idea just kind of like come together as a whole, you know?
I'd say a few years ago, I had this idea for a story, and I just didn't really have like a medium to put it out in. It was just a fun little idea in my head, just bouncing around. And then one day I discovered what unfiction was, and was introduced to analog horror via the Mandela catalog.
Nice, yeah.
Because one day I saw an artist I follow post some fan art, and I'm like, ooh, what's this?
That's spooky.
That's spooky. I should go check it out. And then I did, and I instantly fell in love. And I'm like, I wonder if I could do this.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of grew from there.
That's awesome. What are some of the biggest inspirations for the series, like aesthetically, and then also narratively? Like, you know, what kind of stories inspired you as you were kind of constructing everything, planning it out?
So for the basic visual stuff, a bunch of Trevor Henderson's work,
Yeah.
where he takes photos and draws a little creature or a monster hidden in the background or somewhere.
Yeah.
Was one of the
his stuff
biggest
is-
inspirations.
I
had.
love his stuff. So
I was just gonna
much.
say that's I think
That's
especially
another reason I
evident in
connect with it
like
too.
all of the
Well, what?
I was gonna say that's another reason I connect with Vita Carnus is because he wants to fit these creatures into the world.
Like make them actually really
Yeah.
like a thing you could come across.
Yeah, because that's like something he worked on, and I don't remember if he talks about it much in this, but that is something you can feel going through Vita Carnus is like, and he wants to actually place these things here. Like he has this little picture of the meat snake there. You see all the different pictures of the mimics, and like the mimic suits, because he wants to have it be in the world, not just like, not just static images of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just like artwork of it.
It is crazy though how even like before you get some of that, like just the artwork alone, you're like, wow, I feel like this is actually like the kids learning about it really existing in the world. I think that's some of the stuff that really like grounds it for me. I'm like, okay, this is great.
Yeah, because it's like secondhand material. It's not like a monster movie kind of thing where we're going into it with more dramatics. It's just like this is this is literally happening right now. This guy's in his like little cupboard and he's getting attacked by a mimic.
Yeah, exactly. Your new phone has an AI keyboard? Weird.
insert images throughout the documentary. Like especially for some reason to me, the meat snake ones are the ones that like really stood out to me the most out of the documentary.
Yeah. And for the basic storytelling stuff, it was other pieces of analog horror, like of course Mandela Catalog and Local 58.
Ooh, Local
and
58,
for
I
the
don't know that
practical
one.
stuff,
Oh, you don't? That's a fun one. It's also
accidentally-
shorter.
I didn't know it was
I think. Let me
analog
double
horror
check.
or
Okay, we'll
unfiction.
check that out, yeah.
Daisy Brown.
Yeah. Honestly, I never made that connection.
Yes, it is
but, like,
shorter.
now that you mention it, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. You can definitely see that just throughout the series. I'll probably put some images up of like screenshots from that series so that people can kind of see what you're talking about. I don't know if
he's got
it's
one there.
if people are as familiar with that series these days, but like when you look at it,
Daisy
it's
Brown.
like, okay, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, keep up with
Yeah, I
time.
remember watching it when it was like pretty early and it was just kind of new. I just saw it in my like recommended. I'm like, whoa, what is that? And then I discovered like later, a few years, that it had some like hidden stuff, and I'm like, oh wait, there's an actual story here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's some pretty cool stuff, and like it definitely is to me one of the things that really sets Vita Carnus apart from most of the other analog horror on YouTube is the practical effects. That's all just like you're sitting there watching through it and you get so immersed in the story that you almost don't notice it immediately, and then after a second you're like, oh, I'm really looking at this isn't like some CGI thing or something that's been composited in. Like that's
Meanwhile, Backrooms guy is like, what if I just made an entire world of CG?
Yeah.
Like, dang, that's so cool the way it looks.
Yeah, it's so cohesive, and it's just you get into it.
Yeah, it's wild how impressive CG is on like a straight up indie sized project.
Yeah.
actually there.
Yeah, when I like when the videos first came out and people were talking about it, there were a bunch of comments asking if it was CGI or if it was real.
Mm-hmm.
And a funny thing is there were so many comments that were like, I completely thought it was CGI at first, but then when that face popped up, I knew immediately it was real.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
that face
it
popped
is
up.
super cool. I think the thing that like first made me be like the very first moment of being like, okay, this is something that's really unique, was just seeing like the actual fingers of the mimic come around the door.
Yeah.
Like that in my opinion, is like the smallest little detail that sells that whole scene. And it's such a cool part
Gosh, it's
of
so
the
creepy.
series to me. Like, I really love it when they're like, you know, these very granular moments in a series that just elevate the story and like the tone of it.
Yeah, like the specific planning that was put into that specific scene, like it wasn't too complicated. I was just like, okay, so what are some subtle things that I could do to slowly build up the reveal of the
tension,
mimic?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like first it started out with like the introduction, like all adult mimics only eat human flesh.
Yeah, and that pause.
Yep, give it a sec, let it register in the brain.
It was a lot
and
more
then
than
we
a sec.
slowly
It's like
learn a
5
little bit
seconds.
more, and then that knocking scene
Yeah.
and catches people off guard.
Yeah, a funny part of that. So I did like a live stream to, you know, kind of come together as a community to watch Facility Zero when it premiered.
Nice.
And before it was someone came into the chat and they were like, hey, you should check out Mandela Catalyst. And that one also has a knock. And then the next thing that we watched immediately after that was the Mimic video, like getting caught up on some stuff. And I was like, are you serious? Like twice in a row?
Double wins.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It always works.
Yeah, the knock is another thing that just like, it like sucks you into the story.
Yeah, like
Good night,
just
Pops.
the little things help push the story along. And since I started the series a while ago, I've slowly been implementing more and more little things here and there.
Little thing here, little thing
And,
there. Now it's a big
I'm
old thing.
very glad that I've slowly learned and adjusted my style along as these videos have come out, and people have helped me in the comments or any other recommendations people have made.
Yeah, it's been, the first episode came out a little over a year ago now, right?
Yeah, almost exactly a year. It was in
That's
end
awesome.
of April last year.
Wow. Yeah, dude, that's super cool. Just that you've been able to put it out for this long. And like, for me to, the idea of working on like a single project that's growing over that time frame is a little bit like unfathomable, having like graduated
Ask him the
from school
planning
recently. I'm like,
question. How much
what
stuff
do you
did he
mean
have
that,
planned?
like, you can work on a project for more than like 3 months at a time, you know?
Originally, it wasn't supposed to be like that big of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it
There
was
we
just
go.
like, oh, a fun little story I can post on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And then around of December,
I like how he
January
made
this
it lead
year-
into that.
Hmm?
I like how he just made it into the questions. Like, so yeah, how much do you have planned? He just made that question into
Exactly.
like the stupid thing Crowatcher was asking into the question he wanted to answer.
I'm so shocked by you doing this for so long. And he's like, well, yeah, let me answer the question that everybody wants to know the answer to.
It
Yeah,
popped
he's-
off
he's-
and started gaining huge traction. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I gotta put more detail into this now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Out of curiosity, how did the increase in viewership from Vita Carnis translate into like people, you know, getting more eyes onto your digital art and you know, your other work?
I would say it was a pretty good boost, especially on Instagram, which is my main platform.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I was fairly small. I was slowly growing.
Kroger
and just,
exec like your
like,
talkies.
only
Nice.
gaining followers and traction via posts of pictures and drawings. But then with YouTube, it's like people started making connection. They're like, "Oh, you're this guy."
Yeah.
Like I've had a bunch of like mutuals realize, like, "Wait, you're the guy who made Vita Carnis."
That's so funny.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Your work has a pretty unique wet look to it. So
Yes.
you can
It is
see
pretty
the
juicy.
connections.
Goodness.
How much of a solo act was season 1? Did you like actually make all of the puppets and costumes and props yourself?
Pretty much everything was just done by me.
Wow,
Besides
that's
the voice
ridiculously
actors,
impressive.
yeah, besides the voice actors and the few other actors that were shown in person, everything was done by me that I had to learn by scratch. Like
Yeah.
when I first started, editing was brand new to me.
Oh wow.
I crafting, like making the props and such, I had a little bit of experience beforehand, but other than that, not really.
Yeah.
And then
That's crazy.
3D modeling for like the later stuff.
Yeah.
I also had to pretty much learn that from scratch because I've never used Blender before.
How long have you been working on like building up that skill specifically? I was curious about that.
Blender?
Yeah.
It was like in the video message I worked on just a little bit for the pictures.
Oh, dude, that was all done in Blender?
Yeah, the monolith stuff was done in Blender.
Okay, gotcha.
And the finale was almost entirely.
Yeah.
Which. Big
that's interesting.
Task to put on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because the finale just seemed like it was literally like little dolls.
Since I last uploaded,
Right.
Oh, people are thinking that I'm gone.
Like when they were wiggling their arms and stuff, I was like,
that's
oh,
stop
this is
motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense that nowadays that would be easier to pull off in Blender, but
yeah,
my brain still is like, well, he's been physical with everything else. Why wouldn't it just be a doll?
Yeah, no, I think that at least for the people who were really like tuned into things and like, you know, the diehard fans, I think you did a good job of kind of building up the hype, because like it certainly for a lot of us felt like a big event. Message answered a lot of questions, but also generated a ton. And so Facility Zero was like, oh man, how much more are we gonna learn? And we learned some pretty massive stuff.
Indeed.
One thing that I particularly liked was your posting all of the high-res renders of the carnies onto your YouTube community page leading up to it, and then getting that announcement of like when the thing was going up with the final one that we hadn't gotten, the drawing of the singularity. That was dope. That was such
originally like with the community post. I was just going to post one like every so often, and then when the video came out, I would like post a bunch and then post like, "Hey, the video's out now." But the video took so much longer than expected that I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to finish before the finale part comes out, for the final picture." So yeah, that was an interesting little snippet of detail.
One of the things that I know a lot of people are really interested in is knowing that you did make all of the props and everything yourself, and you actually handled all of the practical effects yourself. How did you go about creating a lot of the stuff? Like, I think specifically the trimming puppet is one of the things that was really just like brought the series to life.
Yeah, the trimming was made via like paper mache and silicone and paint with some, and I believe I used a stapler remover for the mouth that made it move.
Oh, nice!
There's just a bunch of random household objects that I had lying around.
That's
with
cool.
Some glued paint.
That's super cool. Did you have to do any like creating molds or anything? I haven't ever actually worked with paper mache before, I don't think so.
Well, everyone's worked with paper mache.
Gotcha.
Yet.
I always laugh a little bit going into that video, because one of the things that the trimming always reminds me of is like a roast turkey. I don't know if you get that. Like
roast turkey turtle, maybe. It just has that weird shiny skin.
Yeah. Looks like it's been cooked.
Cook it up.
Like if you can see that at all with it.
I see it.
Yeah, like I was joking in the live stream. I was like, oh yeah, you know, the hell turkey. But how about the mimic?
That one I took a styrofoam head that people like put like wigs and stuff on. And I just slathered a bunch more paper mache on that and used some ping pong balls for the eyes.
Oh, nice.
It is ping
I'd say
pong
the
ball
only
eyes.
real like practical element that I put into it was I got some plastic online that melts in hot water.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Polymorph plastic?
Yeah, polymorph.
Yeah.
That's how you got the weird like veins and shit on it, yeah.
I did a Ryu Hayabusa, and all of his little like metal bits I made out of polymorph, because you could just boil it and then you can mold it super easy. It comes in like little BBs. Bibbies.
Or you just melt it down and just made it into teeth and then just shoved it into the head of the
Yeah.
mimic.
I guess since it's styrofoam, you just kind of ram it in there.
Bop.
Yeah. This was a big one that I thought of kind of late when I was writing up the questions, but were there any ideas for carnies that didn't make it into the final series?
There were a few, but I can't really talk about that because that hasn't happened yet.
Oh, okay. That's pretty exciting.
More might
There is
come.
like a few ideas that I had put on the back burner, but I'm like, nah, that wouldn't fit, or like, oh, no, that's too cliche and it's been done before. I don't want to create things that already happened and such.
Yeah.
Like I want to try and make something new.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's a big part of the appeal of the series is that it does feel very fresh. It's like, you know, at least on the face of things, it's not just like, oh, it's, you know, I guess it's demons again. It's like
with aliens.
They're
unfortunately though, it's kind of hard to do that. Like you always fall into a little bit of the cliche.
Yeah.
For example, like the mimic.
The way that you've constructed things, though, you've created an opportunity for the series to appeal to a lot of different people, because it's like, okay, there is the mimic, but like, I think a lot of other people, if they were, you know, handling the series, they would have been like, okay, mimics, that's it, that's the monster. But
mimics are
you
just
kind of have a
another
unique
part.
skill set from your background working in like body horror art to be like, okay, I'm gonna make 7 or 8 different things, and
8, yeah,
yes, 8, and they're all gonna be really interesting and things that like somebody who's coming into the series looking for something different is still gonna be able to latch onto, and you know, I don't want to say identify with, but you know,
Yeah, like the host
like
of the
I said,
party.
they
it's
can,
like, oh, this
they
is
can
cool.
become
Then you
endeared
walk
to
to
it.
No,
Like some people,
I
know that you
personally
think that some
identify
people-
with the trimming. I just want to sit around, just eat stuff, and scream.
listen to the radio, scream all night.
On that, yeah.
I wanna rock and roll all day.
come to the series because they really like the fact that there's like the trimmings and the meat snakes who are just kind of vibing in the background.
They're just normal little dudes.
Yeah, the little dudes. And then a lot of people come to it because they do enjoy the more typical horror experience that the mimics bring. And then there are people who are, I guess probably I would fall more into the camp of like, I really like all of the stuff with the singularity and the host, where it's like
The
more
Host is my
conspiracy
favorite
type
so far.
stuff and the kind of like cosmic horror element that the singularity seems to bring to things. And so you've kind of got different monsters that can appeal to everybody. And I think that's one of the biggest strengths of the series and part of why it has popped off like it has.
Yeah, like for example, like the mimic, I tried to do like not just a creature that tries to replace you and steals your identity.
Yeah.
It's more of an animal that tries to use human faces as camouflage rather than stealing people's, like, it's a blend-in tactic rather than a scary factor.
Yeah, and it is cool how that like gets more into the animal kingdom inspirations for things, and that whole speculative biology aspect of the series. What kind of brought that idea about? Because like that is
what did
another
bring
thing that
that
I
idea
found just
about?
ridiculously interesting going through it, because I don't know if you've ever played the Monster Hunter games before. It kind of is like horror Monster Hunter, where it's like, oh, we're gonna design this whole ecosystem, but this time it's spooky.
I have not played Monster Hunter before, no.
Oh, I didn't play
Vita
Monster Hunter.
Carnis creatures themselves were very much inspired by real-life animals and some of their behaviors.
Somebody coming into the series, they're like, oh, well, I don't know what this weird little like meatball thing is, but it is. But I know what raccoons do, so I kind of get their whole thing as well, and so that like makes things more approachable in a way. One thing I was curious about is, would you ever be open to putting your creatures into other properties? Like, I know that at some point a community member drew up a concept for putting the mimic into Dead by Daylight. Would you ever be open to something like that?
Maybe, but if I do that, I'd first like to have the series finish first.
Yeah, so that it's not just like,
because it's kind of weird to put like something that isn't done into other media.
Yeah,
like unless it's like exploring a different thing. But if it's just like here, then I don't know. It just feels weird.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hear that, Fortnite?
When the first episode came out, how far ahead had you planned at that point? Did you have the whole first season planned out? Did you have the entire series, or kind of just like the documentary?
It was mostly I had planned season 1 and season 3. Season 2 was a bit more of a detailed covering season, which will help things along much better.
Really experienced authors that I've listened to will talk about how like the middle of a story is almost always the hardest part to get right, and the hardest part to plan out. So that makes a lot of sense. It's like, you know where you're going to start out and you know where things are going to end up, and you kind of have to like get into it a little bit to figure out how you're going to get from
it's an
point
experience.
A to point B. Yeah.
Like experiencing it helps things go along.
Yeah.
Because originally I didn't have too much planned. I had like a little thing here and there in season 1, season 2. But then once I started making the videos themselves, and then more and more detail was covered, I'm like, oh, okay, so if I do this and this, and if I do this, then it'll be much better.
Did someone actually end up eating the cheesy crawl penne after you stopped filming? And if so, how was it?
I did.
You did?
Of course it was all right.
Yeah.
The filming of it was at 1 in the morning. I don't know why I decided to do it then. It was just a bad time.
Oh my gosh.
And then after like several takes of it, just like some things not working, some things I'm like, good enough. I sat down. I'm like, oh, I'm not putting this to waste.
Yeah. You have to eat the cursed hamburger helper.
What was it made
It
of?
was fairly dry though. I definitely should have added sauce or something.
Yeah. The
what was it
flavor
made
enhancer
of?
didn't help.
Oh, it helps. Don't worry. It helps
I think
a
we'll
lot.
talk about that. Yeah.
I am super curious to know what the flavor enhancer actually was. Kind of almost looked like popcorn salt or something.
You have it pretty much spot on. So, like the first container of flavor enhancer was buffalo flavored seasoning for popcorn.
Buffalo flavored popcorn seasoning.
I'd eat a little bit disturbed by the fact that I was able to identify it with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of like, what else would it be? It's super powdery and it's super like orangey.
It's Cheeto dust.
Yeah, you're not grinding up Cheetos to make this.
With that much clarity.
That was perfect.
I gotta go rethink some things.
Yeah. The second batch was turmeric powder that I found at like a store.
Yeah.
Like, this looks well. And I can buy in bulk. Unfortunately, turmeric powder by itself does not taste too good.
You did,
because I ate all the food in that video too.
Oh, gross! Where he covers the bread with it.
Covers it in turmeric.
No, bro.
Just toss it.
Just it's not worth it.
And that bread was long gone.
Oh my gosh! I was about to say I could not imagine being able to get that down if it was literally just a piece of bread with a bunch of turmeric powder on it.
Oh, it was so bad.
I can imagine.
It's so terrible. I can't stop.
Who is this guy? Like, I get that he made this like really cool, interesting thing, but like this guy is like, I can't put this bread to waste. It's a whole slice of bread. Somebody get on this guy's Patreon and get him some money so he can throw the bread away.
He's just a hoarder.
Yeah, he actually does have plenty of money. He's just like, I can't make the bread go to waste. Let go, Springs. Let go
Yeah,
of
do you
each
think
other.
that's the same kind of mentality of hoarders? Like, you just can't let anything go to waste. You can't just, like, not eat it.
Right. Even non-hoarders, I know some people who, like, they grew up with the finish your plate thing, and, like, they have to finish their plate. So, like, the idea of food going to waste, no matter how little, is, like, abhorrent to them, and they can't handle it.
I never got into that bad of a mentality, but I do like to eat as much as I can. But it's like, I'm not going
But
to
it has
push
to be
myself
good. You're not
beyond.
gonna, like, yeah, put yourself through crap just because it's like, well, I can't waste.
I mean, I will actually eat stuff that's just like, just to eat something if I need to eat. I'm
I've
not gonna
lost
like
one
make
spring,
something
Andrew
new.
Clark.
That
I was
or like the
holding-
idea is that even if I don't like it, if it's edible, I'll still eat it. If it isn't, if I don't consider it edible, yeah, I'll just skip it. But
Yeah, you need to, like, there's a balance between respecting the food and eating it, and then you know, I'm not hungry or this is really bad and I'm not gonna finish it. There's a balance there.
yeah,
I was holding a spring and it went "Pwee!" and it went shoot. I have no idea where it is now. I have
it's
to go
gone.
find it later.
It's gone.
It's probably gone. Hopefully there's steel so I can just grab a magnet and look for it. It might, like, there's a trash can over
It
there
might
too,
just be
so it could be
aluminum.
just in the trash can for all I know.
Aluminum does not magnet very well, does it?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. In order to magnetize, you have to have some amount of iron in a thing. That's why it's called ferromagnets, because they're ferrous, which means iron containing.
Unless there's an alloy, it wouldn't be in there.
Well, an alloy could. But
No,
aluminum
like,
wouldn't.
unless it's an alloy, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know
Unless
of
it's an
any
aluminum
aluminum
alloy.
iron alloys. That would be wild.
In-world meaning to the way that the carnies are ordered in the series, or is it just the way that you thought was most interesting for the audience?
They're ordered that way for a reason.
Okay, cool. I was thinking about it earlier. I'm like, okay, we've got this whole sequence that's repeating, and I don't really know why it would stop in the second season. I kind of expected it to continue into the second season. Just
it
because
most likely will, but it might be a little like jumbled up. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep that structure going.
It's a good structure. I mean, it helps people to stay oriented in the series, and it makes it interesting to like in the first season. I think the reason people were able to identify with some certainty that like flavor enhancer is host spores is because of the fact that it's like it lines up with a documentary.
Yep. It's like, hey, this episode's supposed to be about the host, but it's a commercial for flavor enhancer.
Surprising.
That one's honestly probably one of my
Isn't
favorites
that
of the
interesting?
series. It's so that
Wouldn't
that's
you like to
another thing that I
know?
really just loved about it was the fact that all of the episodes feel like they're not just made for the viewers. They feel like they're made for the people in the world. They are supposed to serve some purpose beyond just being like, hey, I found a VHS tape and it has this stuff that's got a story in it and you can piece it all together through YouTube. It's like, this one's a commercial. This one's a guide for people who are looking at owning a horrific little pet.
Or a little meat thing.
Yeah. And
Dubious
like,
little creature getting up to mischief.
that one, it's so weird that there's an analog horror series that's got a cooking show.
It's that stupid safety retention spring. That's the one that I always shoot out. That one. The buffer spring's not the worst one. The little one that's the buffer retaining nut or pin. But that, I swear, that other one.
Show in it, and it works really well. And it like when you're going through it, it's like, oh, I see how this fits in. It's awesome. What criticism are you most tired of getting?
Ooh, that's actually a really good question.
I'm really tired of criticism because you can learn from anything, but I'd say the one I'm most tired of is the one that's most repeated, which is like, oh, this thing here was spelt wrong, and I'm like, I
Gotcha.
know. It haunts me.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I didn't use spell check. I get it. People
Mhm.
are like, you should have used spell check on that. I'm like,
Ah!
oh, you know, hey, you got this part backwards. Yep, I know.
Mhm. Yeah.
But still, it's useful criticism.
Yeah, I almost expected it to be something along the lines of people who are like, "Hey, this
This
thing's
isn't scary."
inconsistent. Why did you make it inconsistent? That's bad."
Oh yeah, that one.
I'm
Like,
like,
especially with the mimic.
Uh-huh.
It said that mimics were invulnerable in the first one, and yet
Uh-huh.
in this one it says you can. Why is that?
yeah,
It's almost as if it was done on purpose.
uh-huh.
Hmm
Yeah, I started watching it, I think, very shortly after Message had been released. I think it was the week that Message came out. And I was going through and I started looking through the comments, and I got to that one and I'm like, I feel like this is intentional.
Right.
Like, why are people thinking that this is like just a production error? I'm like, there's a lot of stuff in this.
It was a retcon.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this that like seems like it could be production errors that are pretty clearly not production errors. The most glaring one's probably the mimics. The next one is definitely like, where there's that island in Hudson Bay, that's just water in the real world. And like all the little map discrepancies and stuff like that, like you could chalk it up to like carelessness, but it's more
That's like the whole point is that there's a
carefulness.
special island
That's
here
being
with little
very intentional.
critters.
Chekhov's gun and all that.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Now, Darian, I need you to answer a very serious question for me. Can you be serious with me for a second?
No,
I can be serious.
Okay.
What is your question?
Let's be serious.
don't be serious with him.
Mimic waifus, yes or no?
No,
Nah.
really no.
Well,
It's the
guess
right
who won't
answer,
be covering
Jared.
season 2 when it comes out? I'll probably still cover it. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty disappointed.
Oh no, man.
My ends.
I'm pretty disappointed.
Dude,
I like Curmudgeon.
there
He-
are a lot of
channel.
people who
You like Curmudgeon?
Yeah, I like Curmudgeon quite a bit. Like you
I've-
saw the video he made of his own content.
Yeah, that's how I found him actually. Was with
Yeah,
this
he has
video on his own.
he has a lot
content.
of good videos on other horror stuff because he's made videos on Vita Carnis. That's actually how I found Vita Carnis is because of his video.
The one I watched after his own story was one about a theme park.
Oh yeah, that one kind of was just boring.
Lobby
Liminal
Land or
Land.
something.
I think it was
Was it?
Liminal Land. And that
Liminal
one's
Land,
just
yeah.
like that's just not interesting.
The whole way that he has it set up where he's like investigating something that happened there and like reading through it, he does a really good job with it. Like considering he's just talking about like, what about this ride? What do you think about this ride? What about this attraction? Like that's the whole thing, right? But like the way he's like conveying it like works really, really well, I think.
Yeah, I like the way he goes through his storytelling. That's why he was made an interesting video, or able to make an interesting video. I like his voice a lot. He has a nice way of speaking. But I think Liminal Land, like period, is just like a uninteresting topic to cover. I don't think it's very good.
Yeah, it's like I think it was like, oh, this could kind of go somewhere. This could be kind of interesting, and then it's just like, Moloch. We're going Old Testament child sacrifice. That's the answer.
It's
And you're
like
you couldn't.
It has one page of creepypasta
What?
worth of depth to it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a. I was like, this has got to get better, right? And it just didn't. And then Moloch, and I was like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now.
I like the one he did on the Doom house.wad.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check, make sure that's the right thing.
I think I remember seeing something about a house.
There's a couple other people that did videos on it too. I don't remember which one I even liked best, but I did watch his video on the my house. Yeah,
He briefly sobered up and was like, fuck, it's not good. Michael lives in Liminal Land, okay? That's what college is.
Yeah. It is a thing on the Junji Ito Infinite Suffering. That was pretty fun too. I like that.
Oh, okay. I avoid most of the Junjis that I haven't seen or haven't read before.
Oh, you don't know anything about that one?
So Infinite, I don't know.
Yeah, you could go through that. I don't think that one's super long.
I don't know that many of them are super long. Like, isn't Uzumaki like one of the longest?
Probably, because like, I mean, most horror stuff doesn't need to be that long.
No, and especially with
lots
with
of the terror is the
stuff
fact that you're
mostly-
leaving stuff unexplained and you're only seeing just a slice of it, and it's like, oh, that's horrifying.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see, which one was this, or what was this one on? The Long Dream. Okay.
Who are just a little too into the carnies in that way, and you see them in the comments quite a bit. I don't find the meatballs particularly attractive, but I guess to each their own.
Just ignore it. It's the internet. Don't talk about it. If you don't talk about it, it'll go away.
I probably have made this issue worse for you by mentioning it here, but oh well, that's your problem. Are there any fan theories that you liked so much that you made them canon?
Really? Well, I do enjoy a lot of fan theories, but most of the, like, this entire story is almost pretty much entirely written.
Yeah.
So
that's definitely the
everything's
impression I get.
happening, everything's leading up to a thing. Like maybe like a tiny detail, like a suggestion for like a cool thing that could happen.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll include that. But like big plot elements, not everything's already been written, unfortunately.
Yeah, gotcha. In the face of the success of Vita Carnis, it seems like it would be really easy to just pour all of your energy into a single project. How do you balance your work as a digital artist and a YouTuber so that you can kind of like keep, both of those passions alive?
I've stopped doing the one.
Even when you've got more than one iron in the fire.
It's mostly about like taking your breaks and not like stressing too much on one thing. Like you just do one thing here and do another thing there.
Yeah.
So, like don't take your schedules too
background
seriously.
music. Is
I've
this
been pretty-
gonna get me?
He used the Wii Shop theme earlier. It shouldn't do anything. Okay, brevity is the soul of horror or something. Yeah, I think most of the Curmudgeon video was actually about the Jaunt, which is Stephen King.
Gotcha. Yeah, he is better than George Martin. Because he can write the beginning and the ending of the story.
Yeah,
Fred Martin's like, the middle. This is my
Yeah, The
favorite
Long
part."
Dream is 34 pages. It's fairly normal, just short, like a manga chapter, basically.
Oh, easy.
Either one or two
Super
manga
easy.
chapters. Yeah.
All right. There's some interesting questions and answers there, but I don't want to keep going down that. All right, Local 58 TV, analog horror at 478 megahertz,
Yep, that's it.
unsettling shorts in the found footage VHS aesthetic.
Yeah, I don't know if the creator of that went on to do anything else, but Local 58 is just a short little series with a couple little things in it. I think it's like 20 minutes-ish. About there. When it's all said and
Yeah,
done.
there's not too many. There's 2 seasons and some bulletins and a special presentation.
Oh yeah, there's also this this post from Reddit that I saw on Twitter. I'm gonna post it here for you.
Now I got you napkin of demands here. What you want for?
Why is this so wide? This is the most. I don't even think it's gonna be able to pick up on the auto pop out.
Oh yeah.
This is the widest video I've ever seen.
It's literally 2x, 2x1.
I got you napkin of demands here. What you want for peaceful surrender and for the safe release of my guard you hold captive. As warden, I can approve buying a copy of Dance with Dragons for the prison library to go up on the Game of Thrones shelf. The only problem is that The Winds of Winter and Dream of Spring have yet to be published, so those aren't available.
No.
Well, I can't do anything about what I can't control.
What are you going to say?
That is total bullshit. George R.R. Martin was supposed to deliver The Winds of Winter to his publisher over 2 years ago.
I know that was the original deadline. That's what it says here. But I'm reading to you from the Wikipedia page. It also says that Martin had a grueling promotion schedule or something, and it's interfered with his writing schedule. He's failed to complete The Winds of Winter.
That don't make no sense. Those two guys who transferred in from federal last month knew about all the new stuff with the hot chick and her dragons.
Now, I'm telling you, I believe those two inmates had that information from watching a TV series. Again, I'm reading to you. The series has jumped ahead. It's no longer following the book.
No win situation. You're relying on George R.R. Martin to finish his book.
Super funny. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, that don't make no sense. They're telling me about the girl and the dragon and shit. Yeah, here's a Twitter post about the 2X chromosomes. I shared the bear versus man dilemma with my boyfriend and didn't get the response I expected. Now I'm
His
sad.
response was, I think there's two questions there. The fear that women feel of men, and the total lack of knowledge that women have about what it means to meet a bear. Then I said it wasn't about the bear, but rather our perception of men. But he wanted to take another route. How many people know how to judge the differential danger of all these animals, you know? And even in audio and statistics on the number of bears you'd encounter versus the number of men and the rate of bad interactions. Then I said, I'm not going to talk to you about this, okay? Because clearly we're having two separate conversations. And at that moment, I thought it was insensitive for him to go that route. And I didn't want to hear about it.
Women.
That's funny.
I mean, it's like, yeah, people post statistics like, you're so much less likely to get killed by a bear than a man. It's like, that's not how statistics work. Because they're going on the rate of how many people are killed by bears.
Right, rather than the percentage of people that encounter bear versus the percentage of people that encounter man.
Yeah. You encounter men every single day, and they don't
That seems
kill
from
you.
2017. Jeez.
Oh, it's never getting finished.
Someday.
He's literally never. He's never going to finish Game of Thrones. Genuinely, it will never happen.
Really?
No, yeah, it's not going to happen. He's straight up just not writing it. Yeah, the whole bear question is like, there's less than 1 million bears in North America. If you compare bears to humans, bears, like per capita, bears kill 81 times more people.
Bears per capita.
Per capita, bears kill 81 times more people than humans.
Only a
do.
man would think about bears per capita. You know that's the response.
But that's how the stats go. And the fact that people think it's probably better to run to a bear because it's like less. It's not that likely to kill me, right? No, it is. It is so much more likely to kill you.
Well, and I feel like the stat is even like that stat still doesn't even quite work because you would want to do the number of bear encounters versus human bear deaths. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a man encounter, 30 times a day if you're gonna go like grocery shopping or something. Like you're just walking past dudes all the time.
Yeah, you think you could walk past 30 bears and not get mauled?
It's like insignificant.
Yeah, because people never run into bears too. That's the other thing is people don't run into bears.
You have to be hiking, and it has to be like I don't know, weird season where the bear can't get food, and it happens to be like close to camps.
Yeah. Now, in terms of getting killed by like a mountain lion or something, that's probably more likely than a bear because there's just a lot more of them out there.
Oh, and they're silent killers, and they'll just hunt you for fun.
Yeah,
dude, they are the demons in the forest.
If they want to try to kill you, they will go for it.
Yeah, you're just gone. That's why you wear that jingle bell, cover yourself in like anti-kitty spray. Just hope the devil don't find you in the woods. I should do an analog horror that's not analog.
Why? What kind of horror story would you want to write? Just being in the woods?
I don't know. My buddy and I one time we made some like creepy masks and did sort of a funny games type of thing, but it was like funny games paired with Mike Myers. So you had that sort of like the masked creatures. You never really saw them moving, but then they were in like different places every time, like doing things, but they're never running. They're never like trying to get ahead of you. They just are where you want them not to be, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a really fun thing, because it's like weirdly freaky while you're doing it, and then you're editing it too, and you're like, oh, this is still freaky. And like everything about it was just kind of like a fun experience, but I don't know when I'd find the time. Where would I get that? I got switches to lube. I ain't got time to do cool horror stuff. And then how would I make it fit with the channel?
Man,
You'd rather be with a bear than a woman. The reason is, if I survive a bear, I'll be done with the experience. But even if I escape the woman, the encounter could haunt me for life.
Men, you are alone in the woods. You could choose between the 19th Amendment being ratified or coming across a poisonous snake you have to fight to the death. Timber Rattler, what do you choose?
Snake.
I'll go with the snake.
I'm taking the bear, because at least the bear will just kill me.
I love a bear that'll just kill me.
Rather than just, annoy me until I want to throw myself off the waterfall.
I want a bear that'll splatter my blains across the bathroom floor. They'll splatter my blains across the bathroom floor.
The blains, We had a population problem back in 2005, the black bear cleansing, the great bear hunt of 2005. It's the only time you remember having a bear problem. We have black bear problems, but like even that, it's so rare that people actually like encounter the black bear.
Also, yeah, if you do have a gun, usually they'll just be scavenging. But if you have a gun, if you have like any I'm pretty sure you could definitely kill one with a 9mm if you can hit your shots on it.
I mean, just pepper spray. It's gonna run. Like it's
That's another thing. Black bears do not want to fight.
Babies.
They don't want to fight.
Unless you're coming across a mama and you're between the cubs. That's the only time I've ever been told that like do whatever it is to get out of that situation. But yeah, black bears are like you scream at them and they run away.
In terms of like actually having to fight one too, a black bear is so much less of a threat than a grizzly. It's not comparable.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, they're bringing grizzlies to Chelan County, which is like eastern Washington.
Why?
So it's like not next
horrible.
to me.
That's a terrible idea.
They're like, well, they used to live there, so we're gonna try to bring them back. And it's like, no, don't do that. We're gonna make it so we can introduce them and we can live together with them again. You're like, why? Let's just put a murder faucet right here where I want to stick my dick, right?
Do you know why there are bears there anymore? It's because they killed them because they kill people. Do you know why there aren't wolves across the entirety of North America? Because they murder people.
Yep.
Yeah, like a pack of wolves is substantially more threatening than a black bear.
For sure.
Honestly, one wolf is probably scarier still than a black bear because, again, black bears are very cautious.
Black bear would run, whereas the wolf will at least try to fight back.
Yeah, like black bears are usually very cautious because they know their size affords them protection of not getting attacked in most situations.
Yeah,
but they also just don't want to fight because their goal is survival, and getting in fights randomly doesn't increase your chances of survival. But then the grizzly bear is big enough that it can just kill anything it comes across, so it's not going to be scared of anything.
Yeah, the grizzly bear knows no fear.
Yeah.
It only knows food.
And probably the only thing it couldn't kill in North America is like a bison.
Or maybe like a moose.
Yeah, a moose.
But
Yeah,
but
fair
what
enough.
are the chances that the grizzly is going to be like, "Come here, moose"? It's going to be like, "No, that's a meal that's a little too not worth it." Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna
a
go eat
moose
something
and a
else.
bison are the only things it's not going to try to hunt.
They'd be like, "I'm gonna just go eat that guy's dog." Like, I don't need to fight a moose right now.
Yeah. And wolves actually can hunt a moose because they have the pack advantage.
You had wolves with us while you're hunting hogs. They're smart. Oh, dude, you had proto dogs. Like the wolves that follow human hunters because they know there's going to be carcasses left behind.
Yep.
Like that's literally how dogs came about.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
that's
kind of
so cool.
That is terrifying, isn't it? It's smart enough to know that. So it's also smart enough to know if you don't have a gun to kill you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What if you just have a stick and you're like, "This is my boomstick." Maybe it's Living Dead, and it'll be like, "Oh no, he's got the boomstick."
Oh yeah, there's no reason for wolves to actually attack a full-grown moose. It's just not. It's not a good option, but they could kill a moose.
Yeah, the ability and the desire are two very different things.
Yeah.
Even with a black bear, it's the ability versus desire. It has no desire to do anything.
Yeah. Obviously, a black bear has the ability to kill you. There's no reason it couldn't kill you. It just doesn't have interest in doing so.
Yay, timid bear.
Yeah.
It's my favorite protagonist. All right, let's get into this. Local 58, WCL TV. Actually, I am going to do this again where I move it here and I make it bigger.
Meow. Oh no, the wolf has watched Army of Darkness. Emergency alert system. County authorities issued weather warning for your area.
Weather warning? Oh my gosh, get on with the warning. It's the moon? The County Weather Service has issued a warning for a meteorological event. This warning is effective immediately and continues until sunrise tomorrow morning. Got it. It's the moon? Citizens are advised not to observe this event with the naked eye. What about the sexy eye? Okay. Yeah. 2:15 a.m. Blood what? Emergency alert system?
You should probably
County
turn it
Weather
down a little
Service has
bit.
issued the following weather correction for the weather warning in effect. For your safety, remain indoors. Do not look at the sky. Oh, I missed it. Meteorological event is safe for all of you. Warning has been lifted. Oh!
Go outside.
Hold on. Let's see what it says. I want to see the original.
I say you should probably turn it down a little bit. It's just like a
It is
little
just
too
beeps.
shrill.
It is just beeps,
Yeah.
bleeps, and treeps. Evil Dead is required watching for wolves, so the odds are high. Interesting. So is that all it said was?
That looks like a wolf.
For your safety, remain indoors. Do not look at the night sky. More information to follow. There was
That
one
was
more
the-
before that,
was the
right?
recent. There's one more, yeah.
No.
It was just the one. No, I was talking about literally there was the previous page. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was like a wolf or something. It was just like some animal picture.
Go outside now. Can you read this? Look at the moon. Do not look at the moon. Stay inside. Don't look at the night sky. Why? Face away from all windows. Avoid mirrors. Wait, why mirrors? Don't look up.
That would be an unsettling broadcast to receive.
Following message from the County Weather Service. It's in the light. The moon came in. He found me. Through the mirror. Moonlight white. White like eyes. I drown in him. If you are afraid, be not. We will look together. Can't be. No, don't show me the moon. Trying to get me into the cult. Weather service. VHS glitch service. Okay, so that was episode 1.
Yeah. And that's what the whole series is about. It's like crazy, unsettling news announcements or like emergency service
Is
announcements.
Madara telling everyone to look at the infinite Tsukiyomi? All right, Naruto. Hey, get your jutsu out of my world. Oh, got it. Oh, something laughed. That was creepy.
Yeah, that's my mom. I don't know what she's laughing about.
That was a unsettling time for a mother's cackle. Everything's paused over here. I'm not expecting to hear anything.
We're just like,
like, wow, that must have been funny.
Yeah.
Up next, end of broadcast day, 3 a.m. This concludes our broadcast day. Okay. Concluded. Have a great night. No more broadcast. Department for the something. Contingency message reel. Oh, okay. Do not use after 1970. Contingency message will now begin. Preservation of American dignity. Oh. Kinescope broadcast date here. The worst has come to pass despite the sacrifices of our citizens and the might of our armed forces. The United States has been forced to surrender to our enemy. Though they may occupy our borders, our streets, and our homes, the enemy will never occupy our spirit. That is why all Americans are now called upon to act to preserve the memory of the United States, clear and bright, untarnished and uncompromising. Know that I have already taken action in the company of family and loved ones. Now all Americans, every man, woman, and child are called to act before the moment passes by. Let United States resolve to echo, refuse. Even in defeat, we refuse to yield. Even in defeat, we claim victory. President of the United States. Is that Lyndon Johnson?
Yeah, this is like what would be intended for like a World War II lost scenario or something like that. Or it's color TV, so probably, I mean, it says do not use after 70, so it must be the 60s.
Your courage will inspire others. There is nothing to be feared.
Access to load firearm is ideal. Place muzzle upward to your mouth.
Oh no, your local law enforcement is in order to ensure your compliance. It's against the law to delay. What kind of, like... Remember the 3 Fs? Tend to them before yourself? No! Sounds like the work of James Dean. President Devil James Dean. Earlier today, the station aired what appeared to be a warning message from a U.S. government agency. This has been confirmed as a hoax. The Local 58 apologizes for any confusion that may have resulted. Do not use after 2016. Subscribe. If you're LBJ, you have to grab your junk as you're saying it. You ever seen such a marvelous presidential pecker? The Midnight Movie. And unpaid programming. All right, 2014. Here we.
To the highlighted route.
Oh, we've got a little Siri.
Continue on Holbrook Park Drive. Then in 500 feet, turn right onto North 38th Street. You will arrive at your destination in 2 hours and 28 minutes.
Okay.
Turn right onto North 38th Street. In a quarter mile, turn left onto Merritt Parkway. You are on the fastest available route.
Oh, thank you, Siri. What was that, Siri?
Turn left onto Merritt Parkway, then take the on-ramp to Highway 114 North.
Recalculating. What is that?
Traffic ahead. Rerouting.
Rerouting.
In 10 miles, take exit
I don't really see any
17,
traffic. It's
then
on the other
turn
side of the
right
road.
onto Quarry Utility Road South. You are on the fastest route.
It's just a bunch of rain. Nothing seems to be slowing you down. Don't listen to the GPS. Learn to drive yourself.
In 2.8 miles, keep right to stay on Service Causeway H516.
Going to Service Causeway does not sound like the answer to getting home. I think this person took more than one wrong turn following this GPS.
In 4 miles. Trust me. What are they playing, the left-right game?
Rerouting.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Head east for 1/4 of a mile. Then
Whoa,
do not enter.
It's a good thing you had the right kind of vehicle.
Continue on unnamed road. Then, in 300 feet, turn off your headlights.
What?
Turn off your headlights.
This is cool. I like this. Now what? Jump at me. Jump at me! Wait, I want to see it.
I don't know if they showed anything.
Took wrong turns, not about eating my inbred here. Right there. Alien! I knew it! Does everybody see the alien?
Yeah, I can see it now. I was like, I can't really see it, but yeah.
Yes, I knew it. I knew I spied with my little eyes something that was fern in America.
Some dubious, very tall creature. Oh yeah, do you know the movie? Oh, let me bring up. I have it downloaded. I'm just gonna watch it with Michael. Probably in a couple weeks. Probably not soon.
Okay.
It was something Lofty recommended. It came out like last year. No One Will Save You.
No, I'm unfamiliar.
It's about an alien invasion kind of thing.
My movie knowledge kind of stops in like 2016-ish.
As I said, I wouldn't have expected you to see it, but yeah, if you want an alien movie, it looks pretty cool.
I do love aliens. All right, we'll continue with this alien.
Yeah.
Rerouting. Make a U-turn. Your destination is behind you. Rerouting. In 500 feet. Your destination will be on in 300 feet. Your destination in 250 feet. Rerouting. Your destination will be in 50 feet. You will arrive at your destination.
Oh, it
They got
you.
him.
They caught up. Broke the glaze.
You have arrived.
Good. You're on the fastest available route by Chris Staub.
Yeah, Roanoke made a video on it. Yep.
That was good.
Ah, yes.
Who are you? Oh, it's Bill Wirtz. This is from a year ago?
I'd like to get proof of self. Okay, go down the hall. That's it. Just go down the hall. Okay. Hey, I like your shirt. I like your shoes. I like your stance on public issues and opinions. What's your opinion on public stance? What's your opinion on the public? No opinion. Do you want to get to know each other? Yes. Well, yes, I think we can get to know each other. But first, I think you should know that I'm a huge gamer most of the time.
Nice. Most of the time, Duke came in, yeah.
For pretty much the majority of the time. Most of the time. Some of the time. Most of the time.
Sometimes I game.
It's true love and the game loves me back.
Oh my gosh, I love Bill Wirtz.
It's great.
I need to look at this page. Oh, that's funny. It can maintain even on the mini player. That's cool. All right. New pop-up player. Pew. Oh, no! No! I hate when I do that. How do I minimize this again? Never mind, I'll do that later.
I can't really see anything different going on over here.
So it's my on my OBS, when you maximize it, it gets rid of the like standard like escape buttons at the top. But I forget how to minimize it anytime I do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Except for escape. But it's like that's normal. That's normal computer operation, not through OBS.
Whatever. I'll do that later.
Yeah.
Show for children, community roundtable, focus on culture. Oh, that's terrifying.
That's
so
horrible.
For what children? Oh, that's adorable. Okay, I get it now. I'm back in.
That's awful. This is great. More of this.
Yeah, less of that live clown thing. More of this cartoon bones. Damn bones. Oh, the moon! He's dreaming about his ghosty girl. Come down in the grave and get me. Oh, it's creepy!
Oh, that's not cute
I don't
at all.
like it again!
That's not cute at all.
Is it ghosts come out in the night or is it skeletons come out in the night?
Oh, that's worse.
That is an alien, baby. What am I looking at?
Some alien bird creature, baby.
Alien bird creature, baby, in a hole. It's actually a grave.
This looks even worse. This one's gonna get worse.
That moon's upset already.
Yeah.
He hasn't even peeked in there, and the moon's like, uh-oh.
Now it's gonna be like a blah 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 blah.
Oh, he doesn't stop. Oh no.
That's just nothing.
Amagi fault. Oh, don't go deeper.
Don't
That's
go in.
Mel's hole. No.
Oh,
he went in Mel's hole. He's gonna find the fire ice. Where are you going, little buddy? He just stops.
This is his hole.
Did you find your hole, buddy? Oh no. Little buddy's gone, the end. And the moon was like
he died.
peeking in on him. That peeping ass moon. Yay, real sleep. That's my favorite kind. Uh-oh. Thought Research Initiative. Uh-oh. Real sleep. Myth versus fact. Turn your to page 7 in your workbook. I don't have my workbook. Oh no, I left it. Dreaming is necessary for regular sleep function? True.
False.
Modern medicine agrees that REM sleep is necessary for mental health. I thought it was one of those things where like you always dream, but you don't always remember your dream.
I think you can just not dream. I believe that can happen.
While dreaming can occur during REM sleep, it is mere correlation, not causal. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe that's how it works, yeah. I believe this is actual fact.
I believe this to be fact. Dreams contain symbolism that can predict the future. Yes.
True. Because it is just...
That's how dreams work. Symbols in dreams arise from the unconscious mind assigning narrative meaning to the neurochemical waste filtration process.
Okay, I thought we were going to be going in term... Precognition is a lie. I thought we were going to be going the other way with the, this is going to be telling falsehoods now.
My naps during the day, I have dreams. Your sleep drugs don't make me dream? Well, do they make you not dream, or do they make you not remember your dream? Because, like, I feel like those are two different things. And one's, like, unprovable. But I thought dreams were, like, how your brain, like they were saying, it, like, flushes the waste. So, like, your brain, as you think and do stuff throughout the day, fills up all these little receptors in your neurons. And then when you're sleeping, dreams help you, are what happened when you, like, flush all those neurons out. So then they are open and fresh for the next day. But I don't know. I ain't no dream doctor.
We assume. We don't know, but we assume.
Yeah. I feel like how would you know?
That's funny. I referenced the other day, Always Sunny in Stu's chat. Because, what was it? I think it was more of just a joke, but the idea that, or one of the ideas in that clip was actually that science isn't really a settled thing. Like, that's just, people should know that. Just because we know something now, and that's our assumption of what it is, doesn't mean that's going to always be true. We might find new information that supplants that.
That's like the whole point of science, is that we can, like, keep growing and learning.
Because it was one of the characters go over how there's people in the past who were smart and they knew things, they learned new stuff for the humanity, but they were also kind of stupid. They were stupid science, bitch.
Get the Dream Wizard? Yeah, where's Benjamin the Dream Wizard? Where is that guy?
Yeah,
I know where to look when I dream, and I wish I never knew it. I know where to look when I dream, and I wish I never knew it. If I say it in chat, you will too. Oh no! Is this like our own little analog horror moment?
You know, I mean, the idea is that you could kind of be more conscious in your dreams. You can have, like, lucid dreaming is what people call it.
My lucid dreaming trick is to throw somebody. If I'm in a dream, you just grab them by the arm and just a quick little, like, over the shoulder throw, and suddenly I'm in control of anything.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's weird to punch in dreams. Like, your body doesn't want to let your arms move, but you can throw things because you can kind of, like, move enough of your shoulder that without the monkey falling out of the tree that you're okay.
Because, yeah, you can, like, you can understand yourself making the motion without, like, actually doing something.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes your, like, body unlocks during dreams, and if you move too much, then you just wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my trick. Throw a bitch. Oh, firearms are rubber. You hate it. Stupid piece of... However, these benefits are greatly diminished by the frantic, nonsensical images and auditory hallucinations we call dreaming. Dreaming is the vestige of a primitive mind. No, I like dreams. Cleatman map. That sounds inappropriate. Studies have allowed us to zero in on neural pathway. The Cleatman map is an index of the electric activity in the brain, burdened. Once mapped, this activity can be triggered by other controlling stimuli. What? The opposite effect can be induced by using the inverse of the Cleatman map. Transmit phase. No, don't transmit into my brain. I like my dreams. No more dreaming. This is what restful real sleep looks like. No! Inducing your anti-dream? No! Close your workbooks and watch the screen, everybody. No two minds are alike. The instructional video is customized for you using your personalized Cleatman map from your week 6 sleep session. Sequence 1, visual calibration. Everybody ready? Stare directly at the center of your television screen. Oh no!
That's horror stuff.
I don't like that. Oh, a sad person. Sequence 2, cortical memory. Nope! Oh, baby. Oh, wild. Sequence 3, ablation of subconscious. Listen to the phrase and... Wait. There are no faces. There are
Oh
no
no,
faces.
that's not a real face. Yeah, that's right. That ain't a real
There are
face.
no faces. There are no faces. There are no faces. There are no faces. There are no faces. Oh, sequence 4. Acceptance, okay? Read each phrase without me. Oh my goodness. Duh. Oh, baby. Good night. Most patients report a night of dreamless sleep after only one viewing of this video cassette. Thank you. Consult your technician if you experience delayed results and or unwanted side effects. This whole thing is an unwanted side effect.
Also, watching this, you can understand how, oh yeah, a lot of other analog horror copied this.
For sure.
Yeah.
So good, though.
Because this is one of the old ones that's like, yeah, it's pretty good. Good stuff.
Do you sleep on your back? Those sleepers are most susceptible to sleep paralysis. It's so weird because everybody has sleep paralysis, but when you wake up still experiencing it, that's wild. Because, like, the whole point was, like, your body shuts itself down so that you don't accidentally physically do the things in your dreams, or you don't move, so you don't, like, you know, just disturb your sleep or whatever. But, you know, not everybody has that. Not everybody fully paralyzes. People still move around in their sleep. I'm a sleep mover for sure.
Yeah.
And then other people, they wake up and they don't cancel the paralysis once they wake up. They still have it for a minute. That's terror. S tier nightmare. Sky watching, nice. Just gonna watch the sky. TW. It's our tone in white. Why am I looking at the hunter's belt?
Orion's belt.
Orion. Orion.
Bob O'Reilly?
O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Yes, contrast that brightness. Pleiades. That's the Subaru cluster. That's just clouds and a tree and a moon. Brightness down. Play Mr. Ryan by 3 Days Grace. The Throne, eh? Oh wow, what are we? Are we on the moon right now?
Has like that moon's a little bit closer, isn't it?
Why is it all strangy?
Where's the aliens? When's the
Yeah.
alien gonna show up?
Alien! One more aliens! I've had nightmares where I have sleep paralysis and monsters approaching my bed or whatever and I can't move. Usually freak out and wake up, sometimes loudly, but it's very rare. But you don't have sleep paralysis. You just have nightmares about sleep paralysis? That is wild. Where is it moving? Where is it blowing? Oh, a mighty wind is blowing. I'm here across the land. Oh, there's some shapes there. A triangle. Okay. Oh, it's so bright. It's so close. The moon! That's the alien!
Yeah, something came after him.
Oh, it's the people. Rejoice! Producing cooperation with civil broadcasting. Nice. Cooperative. Skywatching. Oh, this is just the credits again. Support from viewers like you. Keep looking up. Ooh. Wait, what was that? Oh, it's a Super Mario sound font doing a thing.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay. Do we have a local 58 explained from somebody?
Was that all of them? I think there was more.
There's like 2 more little ones.
Okay.
There's a look back here.
But, I mean, I have no idea what's really actually going on with Elder. It's like there's alien stuff and
Yeah. It looks like it's just like the digital transition. Oh, okay. Let's watch both of these. Thank you from the team, Local 58. We've always been here. We send signals to ourselves through their domain. Did we really believe they wouldn't add their own? Public eye. Oh, creepy.
Your destination has moved.
Don't touch that dial. More to come now. Nice. Like it.
Because the idea is that radio waves or whatever, like signals go through alternate dimension.
And those aliens.
That's where this came from. Yeah.
From their dimension. Get it? Dimension.
Very same house.
Making the switch to digital broadcasting. Tonight at midnight. For more information, visit http://locals.tv/digital.
Men do tell tales. Will she try to explain it? At all?
Yes?
That I would like to hear.
Maybe.
I can't explain it. But it happened just the same.
Directed by John Newman. Here we go. Digital transition. Local 58. Goodbye, analog. In accordance with FGH, we'll make a switch from analog to digital starting tonight. Older television sets will experience an interruption in service. Need assistance? Receive a free digital conversion kit. I remember when they were sending out those little digital antenna dealies. This really happened in real life. It was weird. We went from rabbit ears to flat antennas.
Sad. Very sad.
News at 9. (2000) 2006. Yeah, the digital frontier at Local 58. Community digital television. Lasker City, Eden Fall, in the greater Mason County area. The digital transmission may be failing. Oh no, we lost it. Hey, come back to me. If you're viewing this message, your TV has not been configured for digital reception. No. Oh no, it's being broken. Why is it breaking? Unthinking they move. To cut his throat? What? No. Only to make 1,000 mouths. So Hydra? If he is silenced, we will speak for him. Who he? Signs and wonders.
I think the idea is that there was a transition to digital to cut off the transmissions from the other world, but it didn't work.
And then they showed up. They were like, all right, we're here now. There are other recruiters. Oh, that was terrifying. Federal law imposes allocation. Unauthorized analog reception constitutes a felony under maximum penalty.
Yeah.
Nice. That was 2 years ago?
The last one, yeah. I don't assume there's going to be any more of it.
All right, Local 58 explained. Local 58. Oh, we got an expo! Oh, wait, that's from 5 years ago. Hold on.
Yeah, all the old ones are for 6 years ago. Only
Film
one of the
Theory
videos
has
is
the
from a couple
final
years ago.
broadcast.
Because yeah, the only the last video is from 2 years ago. The rest were like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, it's a full-on ARG too. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
All right, he's off the internet. We can map pat this. Have a good one, Andrew. See ya. I'm almost done lubricating. I only have this many mows.
Silence, Local 58 is back. Not just with another video, but a fully realized ARG complete with mysterious phone numbers and broken web pages, all repeating the same cryptic message. Someone or something wants us dead. Don't look up.
The last pet palette.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, the channel that made the jump to digital a decade before it was required by shady government organizations. A quick, gentle reminder here at the top of the episode that Film Theory merch is still available, including the nice warm.
It
Film
is
Theory
not
cap with
still
the Rubber House
available that I'm
logo,
aware of.
secret phrase on the underside.
I would assume not.
For keeping you
This video is
snuggly
2
or
years
hiding your eyes
old.
from the blinding glory of our lunar gods above. There's also this asymmetric hoodie that was designed by a member of the theorist community. Links are right below this video. Order now and ensure that you get it in time for the holidays. And with that out of the way, let's get back to the theory. Today, we're returning to the terrifying world of Local 58, the YouTube series credited for the creation of the analog horror genre. For those
What?
of you who don't
Really?
know, analog horror
Yeah, it was
classifies
basically the
as
first one.
content that uses technology like VHS tapes, radio, and old television broadcasts to tell cryptic stories. In the case of Local 58, each upload is a clip from a local access channel. You know, the type that you'd see in any small town around the US. City council meetings, old black and white movies that have fallen into the public domain, crudely made home videos, relaxing music playing against a generic schedule of upcoming programming. It sounds like the makings of the most boring thing ever. Like, there's a reason people do not watch local public access television.
Oops, my anarchy symbol.
But each one of Local 58's uploads comes with a horrifying
Oops,
twist.
my
Shadowy
anarchy
figure
symbol.
Here, dead body there, diagram showing us how we can lie in our yards to die, sinister threats warning us against looking at the sky. Now, back in 2019, I watched all these videos and came to the conclusion that the overarching
The
story had to do
holidays,
with
the war
aliens
on
from the moon,
Crocker, man.
intercepting our television broadcast frequencies in order to get people to kill themselves and each other. At the time, I thought it was a pretty solid conclusion, but now with these new uploads, I'm having second thoughts. And no, it's not just because the creator...
No, it's all about like the aliens that we're trying to stop ourselves from like getting infected by the aliens, you know? Oh, it's getting pretty late though.
Yeah.
Came out and debunked
Let's
the whole
see how
alien
much of this we
theory.
want to get
It's
through.
Mostly the reason, but not all of it. When you relook at all the evidence, it seems like the threat that we're dealing with is actually much bigger than just an alien species. But to understand what it is and why I think that, we have to start with the latest upload, Digital Transition. The video starts with an old black and white television show, which we can figure out is a 1959 anthology series named One Step Beyond. A series in the vein of The Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits, where each episode tells its own spooky paranormal story. Once the show's over, we're brought back to our usual programming schedule, and we're told that Local 58
Take that
will be
old man
switching from
pill.
an analog to a digital
Whoa.
signal in accordance with FCG guidelines. So, a few things to pick apart here. First, what does it mean to switch from an analog to a digital signal? Well, analog television signals are transmitted through airwaves over a set frequency. This makes them susceptible to interference. And the further away you are from the source, the more likely you're going to get interference, static, or ghosting. Now, last time we covered Local 58, we concluded that whoever was trying to communicate with us, they were hijacking that exact signal. We even found the frequency that they were broadcasting at. Digital signals don't have that problem. They're packets of compressed data, ones and zeros, which can
Completely
be
different.
received and read by your
Completely
appliance in
different
one way.
transmission
There's
method.
no half signals or interference. It's either working or it's not, as the packet of data is one secure thing. If it's interfered with, you just don't get a signal. In terms of Local 58, what this transition is doing is silencing whatever was hijacking the analog signal trying to communicate with us. The second major detail here is the FCG. Now, I looked into it, and there are a couple of FCGs out in the real world. The Foreign Clearance Guide for the Department of Defense, and this one, which provides financial, regulatory, and technological support. But their logos don't seem to
At least
match
it's
up
not
with
the
what we
FGC.
see.
That's
Fortunately,
even
creator Chris
worse.
Straub graced us with an answer to this on Twitter. FCG is the Federal Communications Governance. Basically, his in-universe version of the real world's FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. We see in the video that the change is mandated to happen tonight, July 13th, 2021. And that's not an arbitrary date. Back in 2011, the FCC actually mandated the change from analog to digital signals for small local broadcasters. When did they have to make the change by? 2015. But that eventually got pushed back to, you guessed it, July 13th, 2021. Good job, Chris. You did your homework. But just as the clock strikes midnight,
Yay,
the
homie
transition
works.
is happening, we see something resisting. Faint messages in the background that appear to be trying to break through the conversion. It's a bit hard to read, but with some effort you can make it out.
Stream
I,
tomorrow?
the one
Yeah,
you
stream
watched.
tomorrow.
I, the always here. They make you thought from pieces. They cut the thoughts I am. All knife. Thoughts shape in needles. They dream themselves in knives.
I mean,
And
more
along
pills
the top
now.
of the screen, the header updates to betrayal. I come in through the window. Don't know what that whole thing means yet, but they're talking about knives, and that makes me real uncomfortable.
'Cause the
That's why I
moon
break
shines
out
in your
into a cold
window.
Sweat whenever I watch a cooking channel. Also, not a good thing for a guy with his own cooking show, but whatever. Eventually, a stronger signal breaks through, and we end on the final words. Unthinking, they move to cut his throat, only to make 1,000 mouths. If he is silenced, we will speak for him. Signs and wonders flood our little sky. No stars above us, only eyes waiting to open. There are other receivers. Notice here that there's
coming
actually a
together
switch
how we
from
went to
first
Clown
person to
World.
third person. The actual broadcast text
Right
was,
before
I, the one
CERN?
you watch.
No!
Whereas this breakthrough signal is they cut his throat, we speak for him. That means that there appear to be two different entities talking to us here. But who or what are they? Well, we know from the first set of messages that whatever is speaking to us has always been here for us, was something that we used to watch. Notice the past tense. It also comes in through the window. That, coupled with the moon imagery that appears in pretty much every upload of Local 58, leads me to believe that it is, in fact, just the moon talking to us. The moon does indeed come through our window every night. It has
I called
always
it.
been up there for us, and humanity used to watch it and felt marveled by it. But
We
now
still look at the
we have
moon.
ourselves television, thought from little pieces, little packets of data put together to show on a screen, which pulls us away from being in awe of nature, from worshiping things like the stars and the moon. Hence why the moon feels betrayed. And while I fully recognize that the theory of the moon is a talking entity sounds insane, in the lore of the series there actually might be some more truth to it than you'd think. The second most recent upload is Sky Watching, in which we see close-ups of the moon covered not with rock and dust, but with organic webbing like veins or sinews. It also seems to be breathing as we see gases or
Yeah, it was
souls
moving
or
all
something
weirdly.
flowing across the surface.
I thought it was
of
more
it.
like a
Moon in this
city,
upload
though.
Can also disappear and reappear much closer to Earth, so weird detail there. There's also some older evidence to this too. Chris Straub, as I mentioned before, the series creator, has said that whatever this series is, quote, it's alien to our existence, but no, I never get excited about extraterrestrials. And an article on TV Tropes claims that Chris has stated that it's a cosmic horror story, though I gotta say I wasn't able to find the primary source to verify that. So it could very well be that the moon is an eldritch type monster, or is home to an eldritch type monster, similar to other
moon.
cosmic entities like Cthulhu. There's also one little Easter egg that I learned about from Reddit user Omni87, who pointed out that the opening clip of One Step Beyond at the top of the upload has actually been altered. The narrator's name has been changed from John Newland to John Newmond, a German word for new moon. The other voices then seem to be worshippers of whatever the moon is. Notice that it says, signs and wonders flood our little sky, implying that these people are here on Earth. If the moon is silenced, or in their words, if his throat is cut, then these individuals will take up his message, hence the 1,000 mouths that are being referenced. And again, we actually see a bit of this in Sky Watching. When the moon reappears at the end of the video, a man walks into frame raising his hands and the words rejoice appear on screen. He's welcoming the moon's arrival. Just
Yay,
makes me wonder,
moon!
no stars above, only eyes waiting to open. Are these worshippers right? Is everything in the night sky alive? I mean, if the moon is, why not everything else? But this is only scratching the surface of what this video brings to the table. You see, digital transition
Is this why
also
we
gives us a phone
went
number
out
to
of
call.
town to see the
phone number
eclipse?
is
Yeah.
certainly creepy, but not altogether helpful. Calling it plays some distorted audio, which contains Morse code. When decrypted, it spells out there are other receivers, just like the end of the video. If you send that number a text message, you're gonna get the same result, a reply saying there are other receivers. So I think at this point we get the message. They're gonna try to communicate with us through other receivers, other devices. They've already proven that they can do it with phones, but what else? Well, below that phone number, as well as in the text crawl at the start of the video, is a website. It's actually a really clever move. The video is all about switching from analog to digital, and now there's a digital element to the story. So bravo, Local 58, well thought out. So we checked it out, and sure enough, there was in fact an ARG lying in wait for us.
Yay.
So
Yay, ARG.
apparently this one's been going on for months, and the latest video was just
Yeah, ARGs are cool when somebody else explains them to me.
yeah. Twitter. Better late than never, I suppose. The page you're sent to has what appears to be a broken image of a diagram explaining how to use your analog to digital converter. Below that is another massive image, which is just compressed beyond recognition. There are some words that can be made out here and there, like public eye, paid programming, civic development agency, emergency alert system, but all of those are just ripped and distorted images from previous uploads from the series. There might be other things in here, but so far neither us nor the Local 58 subreddit have found anything. I will say that the last part of this massive image looks to me like a hand reaching down and infecting the ground in some way, or someone kneeling on the earth, but that's just vague speculation. No, to me the main thing of interest here is actually at the top of the page. Here we can see that the actual website seems to be a knockoff of the Wayback Machine, something called Lookback. This sort of website allows you to look at a website's history and see what edits have been made to it over the years. If you have never tried this, I highly recommend that you do. It is super fun, and you would be amazed by the changing looks of some of your favorite web pages. For instance, early 2000s YouTube was wild. Here's us at just under 100,000 subscribers in 2013. Here's the Angry Video Game Nerds channel from 2008.
Classic. I remember that.
It was a very different beast back then. These little spikes that we see on the graph above represent these different save states in time, and by clicking them, we get to end up at different pages. Some take us directly to the YouTube channel for Local 58. Others give us a bit more to chew on. The one I really want to focus on is the first one, the one from 1999. Clicking on this gives us a very old website, which doesn't show us much except another glitched technical manual, this time for a vestigial low band filter.
The Zoomers were babies when we had the Portal ARG.
For a tool that we needed to buy in order to convert some
was it 9 Inch Nails had an ARG built into their band shirts? I remember that one.
Is actually revealed in the bottom right-hand corner. The QR code doesn't take
That's
you
a
anywhere,
QR code?
Reveals a unique phrase. Parasite is to host as
really?
Is to inherit.
In
If you've
what
ever paid attention
world?
to math class or have ever taken standardized testing, this sort of problem might seem familiar to you. And that's
kinda
not
crazy.
the only secret phrase that we can find across these websites. Returning to the look back header, you'll actually see some entry points from 2001. If you click the first one, you get a 500 internal server error, which has itself a fun little Easter egg. The server information at the bottom should read Apache, but instead uses the word apogee, another moon reference. In this case, the point at which the moon
Poogie.
is furthest from the planet. But that's not
Poogie.
all. In ARG, a broken web page is rarely actually a broken web page. In this case, we see information about the server error, but you'll notice that there's a forward address that looks to be a folder location. I tried plugging it into the URL bar and got this.
The era of home.
This secret page takes you to another document, this time talking all about the wonders of home recording. It also has itself a creepy final paragraph all about our mortal eyes lifting up to the empty throne of the master. Feels
Very
good, right?
nice.
The throne here is a reference yet again to the moon, as we see back in Skywatching that the moon is labeled.
Is this a
his
Bloodborne
throne.
ARG?
So we have more evidence suggesting that the moon itself isn't alive, but maybe some massive monster living inside of it. Gotta admit, that seems like splitting hairs against the whole extraterrestrial thing, but whatever. Anyway, behold, right below that paragraph, there's another QR code, this time hidden in the TV screen, which gives us yet another phrase: a predator cannot differentiate prey from accomplice. The final piece of the ARG that I want to mention is the 404 page. I actually wasn't able to find this one myself, but lots of people over on the Local 58 subreddit have been data mining this page, trying to find any new clues. And the earliest screenshot of this I could find came from Lord Gaben 5841. Apologies if Lord Gaben isn't actually the first, but as far as I could tell, that was just the first instance of this being found. Anyway, this page at first seems like a glitchy 404 page, nothing too special. But if you inspect the source code of the website, which feels so good to do because it's been a long time since we've had to check the source code of a web webpage, the data text reads what you need.
Yeah, it's been about 2 minutes.
Yes, we gotta keep looking. Underneath,
Yeah.
there's more text. This one looks like a jumbled mess, but if you highlight it, copy, paste, and then spread out the spacing of the
Isn't that like
letters, or
every
again,
ARG
check the
is like
source
just
code for
right
the
click
site,
view
you'll see
source
what
and
it
there's the
says.
answer?
Beyond a certain point, watching is no different from doing. So
I-
at this point, we have ourselves 3 random phrases. A parasite is to a host as an inhabitant is to the environment. A predator cannot differentiate prey from accomplice, and beyond a certain point, watching is no different from doing.
Gotcha.
So what do they all mean, and how does it connect to a living and homicidal moon monster? Well, let's take the first one.
Wasn't
What
that
if
a
we
game
humans
company?
are the
Maybe it was.
parasites? We inhabit this environment, this planet.
I remember a
taking
band-
advantage of the host for our own
I
needs,
thought it was a band shirt.
regardless of the consequences. We destroy rainforests for profit. We throw millions of pounds of trash into the oceans. We pollute the skies every single day. Sounds like an apt analogy to me. And for all of you who are sitting there thinking, well, I don't do that. I recycle. I walk to work. Too bad, because of the second phrase, beyond a certain point, watching is no different from doing. This
All right. I'm done with that. I'm tired.
Okie dokie.
I'm wrapping it. Everyone, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll catch you all tomorrow for Fun Time Friday. Kampai.
Gonna